Every time I come on. So it'd be a bit cooler because it's been raining. And then again, I've got a cup of coffee and some distilled water. It's a bit of a mismatch. I was going to come on and talk about, I am still talking about what I was going to talk about, but a bit of a mismatch because I've just seen something. I'll just cool down for 2 minutes before I start. Which I think I might just mention evening. Because I'm fanning myself and I'm feeling quite hot. Don't know if it's my age, but I did see something before I start talking about all the other stuff on YouTube before I went out to see my friend. Because I went out to visit my friend who only lives like sort of over the road, around the corner sort of thing. And I didn't think it'd rain, so I went in like sandal flip-flops. Then I had to come back with soggy feet. Hi, my fanway. I love saying that, my fanway. Soggy feet, you know when you've got like sandally flip-flops on and it starts raining, like squelching down the road. So that wasn't nice. So I just had to go and wash my feet. Yeah, and I was watching, just can't stop laughing. Feminist, you are. Oh, you just make me laugh, crack me up. Like I said before, feminists years ago, yeah, they got certain things in. Now you're just bonkers. I seen a video of a woman, I think it was in London, and I won't say, if you've seen it you'll know what I mean, the woman who said it, but she was saying, she was moaning about, as I'm fanning myself, aircon. The aircon feet, yeah, no, because I've just got caught in the rain with flip-flops on, so, you know, dirty outside. She was moaning on the news, I don't know when this was, about aircon in the office at work because she said apparently, I've wrote it down but I can't find it, apparently it's sexist because it's men that normally have the controls of the aircon, you know, the what do you call it, the you know, the dial to the air conditioning system. So, and it's more suited for men normally. That's why women have to sit in the corner and freeze. And they don't help and they don't do anything because women have to sit in the corner and freeze because they know that women have, you know, get a bit more hotter than men. But apparently it's sexist because men have the controls and they like it a lot cooler. So the women have to sit in the corner freezing and no one helps them out. What? We'll just take a little thin cardigan with you. And then she said it's too hot outside, so you have to go to work and then you can't be fashionable because you have to wear a big jumper because you literally sat in the office freezing. You sat in the corner, she said, all the women are sat in the corner freezing and they're not doing nothing about it. The men are all there, fine and dandy. Break from those chains, darling. I know. You know what I mean? I was just watching it, laughing my head off. I nearly spat my drink out everywhere because I was just like, is this what they're putting on the news? Oh my God. Get a grip. Because, sorry men, you're the ones that control the air conditioning in the office. The women don't like it because if you've not noticed, they're all huddled in the corner freezing stuff. So they're all huddled in the corner like penguins trying to keep themselves warm. Tell you what, because women normally do probably get a bit hotter sometimes, you know what I'm saying, we have a bit of the overheating problem. I'd rather sit in an air conditioning room actually, thank you very much. But yeah, anyway, whatever. But I've just been to my friend's and she had the news on. I'm trying to red pill her every time I go around, if some people don't like that word, but she does know a little bit. And then she had the news on and Trump was there, so obviously I watched it and was just like, you know what I mean? Because if you've watched BBC or whoever was, you know, putting it out there, obviously they did the filming of the balloon. I didn't see it flying, just there blown up. And they all had the little signs up saying, you know, Trump's this and Trump's that. There was probably only about 10 people there, but you know how the cameras work, just pan on you lot. Going on about, you know, hating Trump and putting all that out like we knew they would. But then they went on to go and talk about why Trump likes England, because his mum was Scottish or half Scottish or whatever, and they went over to Scotland and showed where he was going to have, you know, because he likes golf, a golf course. So, of course, he got these three old women up waffling on about how it destroys, you know, probably Greenpeace people, but we all know about that. And they were saying how he's a big bully because he's bullied people there. And it's so disgusting that he's bullied people there. These poor people that he bullied. He said he was going to bring jobs and this, that and the other. But he's such a big bully Trump. And I and they thought they were really good because what they were doing, yeah, exactly. Did you see what they were doing? They had big spades and they wrote in the sand, resist. So if Trump flies over, you'll see this little, squidgy writing in the sand of resist. All right. And, oh my God, people. Oh my God, I just wanted to laugh. I was telling my friend, I was going all the way through it, what Trump's doing, this, that, and the other. Do you really think he's going to take any notice? Oh, they did, and then when they did do a little tiny bit of a talk, because obviously it was most on we all hate Trump, we don't. They did one of where his golf courses, and I don't know if it's under his name actually, and there was some like what I'd call toffee people, a bit more posher, sat there going, yes, they did like Trump, but what made me laugh about that, to me, it perceived the people that like Trump are the ones that are probably a bit snobby. That's how it came across. So we, the people like us normal people, the masses, would sit there and think on telly, oh, they're only saying that because they're posh, so let's hate him even more. That's how it came across to me. Because you know what they do. But I was just like, oh, you're from Rochdale. Hi, Phil. But it just gets me so mad. And I was sat there having a drink, and I did actually take a little cider with me. And I was squeezing it when I was watching the telly. My friend came downstairs, she went, what's up? I went, I'm going to launch this bottle through your TV in a minute. I said, oh, how they lie. But that's what they do, and that's what they're trying to get out, obviously. That's why I don't watch the news, because we all know they can say what they want, they can have the little valleys, but things are going to change because, if you follow what I follow, we know it's changing. It's changing anyway, that's why they're pushing it all out. But I was just like, I said to my friend, can you not see it now? Because she watches the news. I said, can you not see how they anti-Trump on every single channel? All the time. All the time. And then I came across, actually, on YouTube again, a bit earlier on. You're from Lee, so does that make me middle class? No, you know what I mean when I said about posh people. I didn't mean all posh people, but it just came across like they were trying to sort of do a pro-Trump, but to me it didn't sort of look like that. If you saw it, I was a bit like, why were they all there all being like, I don't know. But I know you're all right. But I'm not saying it's everyone. But I also saw a video on YouTube which made me laugh again. It was from, I think it was from 2000 and, well, it was when Obama was in office anyway. I don't know. It was when Obama was in office, and it was something about, I don't know if anyone ever saw it, I just came across it and it made me laugh even more. When he was like, they did a bit of a thing where he was in the White House, he was like, hey, let's go and get some burgers, trying to make out like he's trendy and he's with the kids, and it's like, hey, we eat burgers as well, let's go and get a burger. So he goes down to this burger joint, wherever he was, and all the people outside like, oh my God, it's Obama. Oh, he's like us, he's coming buying burgers, for the normal people. And he's there, oh, what burger shall I pick and all this? Thought, do you really think he eats burgers normally? No, I don't think he does. With all the cack they put in food. Those people up above don't eat the food we eat. Mind you, he does like getting hot dogs sent to the White House, doesn't he? Yeah, the media, they know there's masses of us, normal people, I should say. I don't mean it's all to do with, I'm not just saying what I'd call posh people. Hi, Simon. My bestie thinks you are very nice. I am very nice. I'm just a normal person. I'm not very good at getting things across, but I know what I mean. But yeah, he was like, yes, let's go to the burger joint. Let's look all trendy. Come on, let's go and buy a burger. Yeah. You bet you don't normally buy burgers. Trying to get in there so people think he's a normal person because he's buying burgers. Well, because this will go on to the weight thing I want to talk about. Did you hear Putin bathes in... Well, there's a lot of strange things going on in the world at the minute. No, I think the royal family do that more. All this... No, but I was watching a thing about bathing in milk or bathing in water, bathing in blood, something I was watching before about... I can't remember what it was. I watched that much stuff. But, yeah, it just made me laugh. And then there was another thing. Oof, this got up my nostrils and all. Obama again, 2015 or 9 or something, I don't know what it was. And he's there giving a speech out, probably reading off something because that's what Trump doesn't do, he just says it. like I say it. I try to write things down and then I get confused. That's why I ramble a lot. So he's there and this little black lad comes out and he wants to ask him a question and he goes, "Why does everybody hate you?" And then Obama's like, you can obviously tell he's been told to say that. The royals in humans, not the royals, freaks, they are freaks. And it's just the way this lad says this to him, and then he explains, oh, well, you know, when you're in politics and blah, blah, but then he goes to cuddle the child. And I'm thinking, look at you, fake. He just sort of, you know, he doesn't cuddle this child and embrace him like, do you know what I mean? Like Trump would, like we've seen Trump do. He's just sort of like that. And you can see him, he doesn't even cuddle him properly. Because the kid's down here and he doesn't cuddle him properly. I just thought, God, you're so fake. But we all know that. I was just having a bit of a rant of things I've seen. But, you know. And I did like your, I did manage to catch Simon's video on that guy. That guy. Are you coming up for the lady, coming up on holiday lady? What, in London? Is that in London? I don't have any pennies. I don't have, it depends what weekends as well, because I have my little one every other weekend. You coming on? That's why I always think, oh God, I was going to go to the Manchester one and, a live stream, and I couldn't go because his dad needed to do something. I had to have him, and I know people take the kids, but I just think it's a lot easier not taking a 3-year-old child, especially in this heat and stuff, because, you know, they just get a bit, you just don't have to bother really, do you? It's harder to bother when you've got, you know, to try and do stuff and look at stuff and talk about stuff to people when you've got your toddler hanging on. So, live streaming, but I couldn't go to that one, and London's too far for me. The first time I ever went to London, quite embarrassed to say, but was the last London attack. Go to London last year to go and watch Wicked, and yeah, and I was like, oh, that was the first time there. Oh, an old lady YouTube. I can't, right, my dad said, when you lot comment, it goes off really quickly. So my dad said, can I tap the screen and it'll come up? And, oh, it has a bit. Oh, are you coming on an old lady YouTube stream with me, me and a load of other great ladies? Yeah, you'll have to tell me what about and when and if I'm free and stuff and should be. Sorry, I'm just getting really hot. Yeah, I thought you meant am I going to London? I was like, no. I'd love to, but, you know, getting all embarrassed now. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But I was going to sort of talk about, I did a little bit about Trump and all that. And when's he meeting the Queen? Is he meeting her tomorrow? Was it May today, or was he just over here today and then when's he going seeing Putin? I can't remember. I saw a snippet on the news. It's because I was at my friend's and she was talking, so I didn't get to see it properly. So we'll have to catch up with it. But yeah, I think he's really scared about them women in Scotland writing in the sand, resist. Like, what's that going to do? But I just love him. But yeah, the weight thing that I was trying to talk about earlier, I'm not dissing women who have, like, you know, you put a bit of weight on, that sort of normal stuff. I'm talking about, even though obesity these days, you can even be obese and just be over a bit of weight, you know, and it's your, what is it, your is it your BMI? They say you can be, what's, you know, the clinically obese and then obese. But what I've noticed lately, and I can say this because I've had weight on me before, really from having kids and that, but I think some of us women do use it as an excuse. You know, I could use that excuse till I'm about 50 and go, yeah, well, I have had, you know, I have had a baby. I have had 2 kids, so, you know, and then you'd say, when was that? You're like, oh, yeah, like 50 years ago, so, you know, you could use that excuse forever, but I do think there's an agenda out there, and I don't care what people say. I think there's a big thing with, you know, one of the biggest industry is, sorry, I didn't see Texas, is, yeah, BMI, body mass index, is, you know, the diet industry. And I do believe it's like when you get in a relationship, you know, it's all nice at the beginning. Sometimes you start off a bit slimmer in a relationship because you're trying to impress. And then you just start getting a bit comfy with each other. Ooh, we'll watch a film on the couch, you know, and we'll have some chocky bickies and stuff. And then the next minute, you know, you've like blown up because you just get a bit lazy. But then you get in that comfy stage where, I'm sweating. You're like, you sort of think it doesn't matter because you're like, well, he's put a bit of weight on, I'll put a bit of weight on. It doesn't really matter, does it? You know, we're comfy with each other. But what a shaman, I'm telling the truth for. I like. Well, some people do, but there's people who like different. But I'm saying about the women when we go to I have been under. Yeah, I saw your when you were saying about your diet. Yeah, we all take it easy. And you're not, like, I mean, we all say, don't we? Oh, people go, oh, you're not that big. And you're like, well, it's not like you're massive, and I say that, it's not like I'm massive, but I know I need to lose a little bit, not too much, but, when you feel right at a certain, be happy, don't worry, be happy. Oh, yeah, I'm not saying I'm not unhappy. I just know I need to lose a little bit of weight. I don't mean to the extremes, but what I'm saying is when there's people that are obese, and I see a lot more bigger women than that these days than there was ages ago, because I think, yeah, you've got to be sensible, but people aren't sensible. This is what I'm trying to say. It's not about shamming people, even though you can't fat shame people these days because they call it fat shaming. But people do, I think people do need to be told when they're overweight, because I think you go to the doctors now and they don't tell you. Ages ago, you used to tell you to be a fat doctor, but like, to me, I like being thinner, but I look good. Yeah, you've got to have that sort of like, I know there's a weight for me that's just, it's not skinny, it's just slim, but underneath that, then I look too gaunt, and that's not good as you age. But what I'm trying to say is not when you're piling a few pounds on, or, whatever. I mean, when there's these women out there who are, yeah, it is ridiculous, but I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking, there's two ends of the spectrum. I've been really skinny, like anorexic. I like baldies. There's being anorexic and there's being obese. I'm not talking about that side. I'm not sort of talking in the middle when you put a bit of weight on. I'm talking about these feminists that go on and they're bigging up these obese people. And there's a lot of obese people over here and a lot in America. And I'm only saying it as truth. At the end of the day, I don't care what anyone says. It is not healthy. When I piled on I'd say 4 stone when I had my second child, because I was being lazy and used it as a bit of an excuse. I had sore feet where I was coming downstairs and my feet, I don't know what they were doing. They were like, I just felt crippled on one of my foot, and it was really weird to come downstairs. I was trying to exercise because it was all that thing of, I've got to lose weight, I've got to lose weight. They are blogging up and yeah, exactly. And I couldn't exercise properly because I was too big and got out of breath, and and then I felt bad about myself because I couldn't exercise. Because there is that thing when, you see them women who just pop back and all that. But it's the health wise, because I'm sorry, I don't care what people say. If you're really that obese, and I'm talking about really big people, some people say, oh, I'm healthy. No, you're not. Inside your body, your arteries will be getting clogged up, and that it's an early grave, basically. I think you can't, when you've got kids, it's like I'm thinking, as you get a bit older, sometimes you do put a bit more weight on, and sometimes you look a little bit better with a bit of weight and a bit too skinny. But there's that thing of like, it's knowing where, that line is. Because at the end of the day, some people go, oh, I've seen some people that I know that have put weight on and it's just like they've given up and they don't care, because it's like, oh, I'm getting a bit older now, middle-aged spread, I'm not really bothered. But you shouldn't be like that, because that's what some of these feminists are saying. It's all right to be big. It's all right not to shave. It's all right to do this. Don't do this. Don't do that. Just let it all go. Well, I don't want to let it all go. I've got kids. And it's like when they have grandkids, you want to be able to start, you want to be able to go out with them, run around, kick a football a little bit. You don't want to be huffing and puffing around, and then having an heart attack because, do you know what I mean? It's just, I'm not saying it's not what makes an individual happy. A couple of years ago, I was told, yeah, my dad was told I was possibly clinically obese at 11 stone 5. The nurse was see, Dad, I'm tapping, but it's not coming up. See, I'm tapping, it's not coming up. The nurse that advised me was at least 3 stone overweight. Exactly. I'm not talking about that side of it. I'm talking about it's normalising people being fat, because they're saying you shouldn't say people are fat and you shouldn't body shame. But at the end of the day, it's not all right to be that big. It is unhealthy. I don't care what anyone says. It is unhealthy. So I went over and watched this thing in Australia called Fat Pride Acceptance, right? These are not just people who've packed on a few pounds or they've got a bit of baby weight on or they've slightly let themselves go. These are big, big girls and men. And what made me laugh about this, so I'm not going to look at chat a minute because I want to get it out, is this woman called Kath Reed in Australia. She's a big, big woman. Now, she showed pictures of herself when she was younger. Thought she was always bigger. She got a little bit bigger after. When she was younger, she wasn't. So she wasn't always a big child. It's what she's been stuffing in her mouth. I'm sorry, it is. All the processed stuff we have, it's full of sugar and everything. You get addicted to it. It's like a drug. So she said she's a blogger called The Fat Effalump, right? But I'm looking at her sat there and I thought she doesn't... I know it does sound a bit bad, but I thought she could look a lot better and healthier. She's just using it as an excuse to just be as big as she is. I'm sorry, that is what she's doing. Some people are going to think that's wrong, but she is. Because she is morbidly obese. Her goal is to change the way people think about fat people. But what, to say it's all right? You're digging yourself an early grave. That is what I'm trying to say. You don't look at someone in the street and go, God, she's really fat. I'd love to look like that. It doesn't work like that. Also, a guy came on this little film and said, oh, it doesn't matter. And he was a big guy as well. He went, it doesn't matter. If someone give me something tomorrow and overnight I just lost weight and I'd be, he said, I wouldn't take it. Yes, he would. You should have seen the way he was walking, out of breath. And then another woman sat there. She sat there on the couch like this with her husband sat next to her and she went, well, just let me try and find out what she said. She said something on the lines of, well, I'm changing it. I'm doing my best every day to live a great life. Do you know what? It was showing her sat there on a couch, being a couch surfer, with her husband, reading magazines. Doesn't look like she's being healthy to me. I'm not trying to put people down. I'm trying to say, these really big, I've seen them in America, big models, pretty faces. But you are telling me if they were given a magic pill tomorrow to say, look, that isn't there. I don't care what anyone says. They weren't born that big. You are not. That is not her natural side. People say, I've said this before, oh, I'm just big boned. You're just big boned. Well, you're not big boned, are you? If you took your bones out, you don't have big bones. People use it as an excuse. I used to say that, but when I was younger, I'm not saying I'm that big now, but when I was younger, I was slimmer. You do change as you get older and stuff, but I'm saying about them trying to normalise being fat is a good thing, and you shouldn't call people fat. Then you get these really big women coming on saying, oh, it's fair enough saying, oh, well, I don't know if anyone gets what I'm saying, oh, I love myself and all this. It's the health side of it. You are digging an early grave for yourself. I don't care what anyone says. You can't run around after your kids. You're huffing and puffing. I've seen people in the street, I'm like, oh my God. And even the thing I've said how people are dressing, they don't give a care. They don't care what they look like. They've got rolls hanging out. They've got leggings on that are see-through, flashing the knickers everywhere. It doesn't, I'm sorry, it's not nice. And I can say it because I have put weight on before, and I even got to that state where I was like, do you know what? Yeah, they're great, these feminists all on Instagram, and ooh, I got to that state where I thought, do you know what? Because I was being lazy, I'll just sorry, my chat's gone. I'm just going to be like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to, just pile the weight on because I'm getting to middle age, and it doesn't matter. Someone will love me for me. And again, it doesn't matter, does it? Because we should love our bodies, whatever they are. But that also saying to me that I should let myself go and not care about myself. That's how I see it as. You do need to exercise a little bit. I'm not talking about going to a gym and killing yourself. The last comment was my mate when I went to the toilet. Which one? Where? I don't know who it is. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about people who are on medication. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there, Amanda. I'm not talking about people who are on medication and, because I know some people said, and they put weight on stuff, because I do think medication can put weight on you. And I'm not talking about people who've genuinely got, disability and stuff where they've put weight on because they can't exercise, or something's happened. I'm not talking about people like that. I'm talking about how you see it in the media, how these obese, I'm talking about obese people are trying to come on telly saying it's all right, it's all right. It's not all right, because food is a drug like anything else. It is a drug. All these additives and preservatives and that, you do get addicted to it. And it's very fattening. Yeah, my meds made me put on Feastor. Yeah, I do think there's some meds that, and it's hard to get off. And to me, it's another, we all know about the depopulation thing. I mean, what more of a good way to get some people off the planet is, overfeed yourself, because we actually shouldn't be eating the way we do. Me and my dad were talking about this years ago, call me Nana and Granddad, in the wartime. Before that, 3 meals a day, if it was 3 meals a day. You didn't snack between it, and you were working hard in them days. You were working, even if the women were at home, they were running around after the kids, they were cleaning all the time, scrubbing the floors. They thought the man were out doing, grafting. So they kept fit that way. And probably a lot of walking and stuff like that. And then my dad said, they had the times of the rations and stuff like that. After the war, when it wasn't all rations and everything, everyone went mad with food. I'm sorry to say in America, for anyone who's American watching, I will read the chat in a minute, I'm just not watching it in a minute. The portions are massive over there. There's no need to have portions that big. I mean, I know it might look great to some people, but there's no need to have portions that big. But the way they did it was to trick my mind to think I wanted sugar. That's what I mean. There's so much stuff out there. People think, oh, stop being awful. That there's certain things they do to keep us doing things, because obesity started in 1953. As soon as the food rationing ended, adverts started. That's another thing, adverts. People who sit watching telly, right? This is a fact. I don't watch a lot of telly. You sat there watching Corries or whatever, you sat there with your fella or whatever. A good film might come on, oh, let's grab some biscuits or a bit of popcorn or whatever, let's have a drink. Before you know it, like if you get like them family bags of crisps or something, you've got to the bottom of it and then you're thinking, oh, freaking hell, I can't believe I've ate all that, because you're not concentrating on what you're eating and what you're putting in your mouth, you're just looking at the telly. Advert after advert, food, buy this, buy that, food, ooh, look at this. And then you probably think, oh, I feel a bit hungry now. I'll go and get something out of the cupboard, we've got some more chocolate biscuits in there. It's all in your head. And then it's the diet thing, isn't it, ladies? Oh, it doesn't matter, I'll start that diet on Monday, because we all say we'll start it on Monday. Monday comes round and we don't. I've been saying I've been on a diet for about 3 years, and I'm starting every Monday. Oh, I love Simon. Yes, I like Simon. I don't even think Simon's that big, but, you'll know what I mean, because you just want to feel... It's just like when you feel a bit, like... What's the word, like, just nice in your clothes, not like, oh God, I feel a bit snug, when you're feeling a bit snug. We all go up and down, but it's not even that you have to go to the gym and kill yourself, and be like, oh, I have to be a gym bunny. You can walk, like I said, house cleaning, if you really put some effort into cleaning your windows and doing the Mr. Miyagi thing and all that, you can do all that. I know, I should shut up really, shouldn't I? And... See, we can help each other out, Simon. He said he was on a diet. I'm just trying to do the... Simon was spot on about this little... Oh, yeah, definitely. He's a little... that little Owen Jones. What's the thing called, Dad? Intermittent... I'll get this wrong. I always get things wrong. Intermittent fasting, eating, diet. Don't call it a diet. It's not a diet. No one's on a diet. You say diet, you want to eat everything. It's not a diet. It's... healthy life changes, and it's something you're going to do for life. And it's not about, as soon as you say you're on a diet, you're like, I want to eat everything, because that's sort of saying you can't eat a bit of chocolate or you can't eat that. It's all in moderation. Stop snacking in between. You can have a drink, but just not every night. Yeah, and it's good. I've done it a couple of days. I did do it a while back, and it does work. And today I've not felt hungry in between. I had my breakfast / dinner at, was it 11:30 or something? I came on today, and then I waited till tea time and I had a decent tea, and I've not had nothing to eat since. And I don't actually feel hungry. And then you do most of it obviously when you go to bed, because when you're sleeping, it's just about breaking in the morning. Breakfast. What's the latest on Trump? Well, I know I'm just all over the place today. It's just going to turn into one of them random chats. All I've seen at my friends, because I went to my friends and she had the news on, so I watched it, was obviously the anti-Trump protesters were there with the little sticks, you know, and see, my dad's saying, Reverend Simon Sideways is a good man, see? They were just doing the usual, putting the crap out there, saying, there was some Scottish women in Scotland saying, they'd written in the sand saying, resist, you know, Trump, because he's a big bully and this, that and the other. It was just all the usual stuff. They did show the balloon, but it was on the ground, so I don't know when they're supposed to be flying it, or did they fly it? Drink a pint of water. Yeah, that's what they say. Drink more water when you're feeling hungry, because sometimes it's not because you're hungry, it's because you're thirsty. And I advise everyone, I keep saying this, these are really nice to drink out of copper mugs, Moscow Mule mugs. They keep your water cool for a very long time. And get a distiller, guys, because honest to God, it's better. I felt a lot less stiff drinking distilled water. Don't drink tap water now. And someone's just told me as well, my friend, that they're doing a lot of water cleaning in my area, and it'll be happening for a couple of weeks. And I thought, really? Really, with your fluoride? I said, well, I'm not drinking fluoride. Oh, yeah. Well, I was just talking about coffee today because I've been a bit naughty and got the, you know, the little packets of coffee. And I kept saying to Dad, really, if I'm drinking coffee, I really need to start drinking proper coffee, crushed coffee beans. Maybe get myself a coffee maker, because talking about weight-wise, what I'm trying to say about weight-wise, yeah, it does. I used to say that. You have a coffee in the morning, you go to the toilet. I'm getting hot again. Weight-wise, whoever controls the media controls the population. Expand your thinking. Yes, Dad, it's very true. That's why they throw all these advertisements out there on food. But going back to food and the weight thing, what I'm trying to tell people is us, I can't even speak. Us of us, right? Us of us. Is that right? Us of us who know. Right, the ones that know. About GMOs and all this and the way they poison our food and this, that and the other and the cack they put in our food. And I think there's some stuff in our food you really wouldn't want to know that's in our food. That was the idea. What are you talking about? It's put there to keep us addicted to stuff. It's put there to keep us fat. I do actually believe when us women, not that I've ever been to one, maybe years ago, because I just don't see the point. This is how daft us women are. All like, we're going Weight Watchers. We're going to pay to step on some scales. I've got scales in my bathroom. I don't use them because I don't believe in it. I think you should just go off your clothes. You're paying someone to basically weigh yourself. Now, there's people who've lost weight, but the people that I know that go to Weight Watchers, they don't lose weight. They lose a couple of pounds here and there, but they're still going to weigh themselves, £5 or whatever it is. I don't know what it is to weigh yourself on scales that you probably got in your bathroom. But they only lose a pound here and then they're moaning when they put it back on, because I think, especially when they go out and they're like shopping, oh, I'm going to get Weight Watchers food in. I actually believe Weight Watchers food has got more sugar and shit in it to still keep you fat, but you think you're doing yourself justice because it says Weight Watchers on it. And I know someone who said, I don't know if she's watching, but she was like, oh, I've put a lot of weight on because I've been on my holiday. I had to laugh at this, and she went, anyway, it doesn't matter. I've just bought this fruity tea and it's got a measurement sign around it, so it means it's slimming tea, so I'm just going to try that. How about looking at what you're eating and when you're eating? I was like, what? Alcohol, caffeine, nicotine, 3 of my 5 a day. Yeah, that's 3 of my dad's 5 a day and he's healthy. Do you know what I mean? They harp on about stuff all the time, don't they? Oh, this isn't good for you. If they're telling you something's not good for you, it probably means it is good for you. And like, us women are really funny if you think about it. So we go to Weight Watchers to weigh ourselves when you've got scales in your bathroom. But you think, oh, well, if I go, it'll spur me on to at least try and lose a pound because I don't want to be embarrassed in front of everyone. At the end of the day, you know what you're eating. You know what you're doing wrong. We're just bonkers. We don't need to pay to go and weigh ourselves and embarrass ourselves in front of people. And it's like my dad said, weight loss. What was that thing you were saying before, Dad? If someone had a sandwich, some soup and a packet of crisps, the packet of crisps, they might say, yeah, it's got more calories in, but it doesn't weigh that much, does it? It's about what you're putting in your body, the weight of things as well. That's why it's called Weight Watchers. Deep down, we really do. This is what I mean. Us women, Any women on here, men might do it as well, but I think men are a little bit different than women. We do tell porcupines. You know, we go, oh, you remember that programme on TV where they go, right, we're going to follow you around. I can't remember what it's called. It was quite fun to watch. Go, we're going to follow you around because we need to know why you're putting weight on. And these people are going, I don't know why. I hardly eat anything. And, you know, I only eat like, you know, 1 grape a day. I can't really understand why I'm putting weight on. They follow them around with a camera and they see them snacking in the street on chocolate bars, coming down in the middle of the night, you know, I'll just go in the fridge and get something out. But you deny it to yourself. You do try to think, oh, I only had a couple of biscuits. I'm not going to count that. So I hadn't had a lot today. I weren't snacking in between. Oh, yeah, you forget about that 5 packet of crisps you've had through the day. And it's all that mounts up. If you're snacking through the day, all that's going to mount up. I'm sorry, women. I know I've done it. You sort of try and trick your brain to believe that you didn't really eat much that day. You know, do you know what I mean? We do. We do. I don't know how men do it because I don't know, but women do, we do lie to ourselves. And that program was so funny. And then I saw this woman in America a bit ago, and she was like a really big woman, and she was like, I have salad quite a lot. I have a load of salad. But then she went like this. She went, I have salad. Look at all this lettuce and everything. She got literally, I'm not joking, it looked like, you know, the big pot of mayonnaise you get, and slapped that on a salad. I thought, yeah, your salad was healthy till you slapped a bucket of mayonnaise on it. Do you know how much fat is in that mayonnaise? I was like, oh my God, people, stop lying to yourselves. And I know this because I've done it where you think, you know, you're lying to yourself that you've ate this, that, and the other, and then you're moaning you're going to start on Monday again. We all know we're just being lazy. You know, we need to do a little bit more exercise. Evian, the most popular bottled water, Evian equals naive reversed. It does. You should do stand up. But it's true though, us women, women might watch this and get offended, but I'm sorry, women, we are lazy fuckers, right? Because yeah, it is hard when we've got kids and they're running around, and the last thing you want to do is like maybe do a little bit of exercise. You don't have to go to the gym and be a gym bunny, and if you're feeling a bit embarrassed, you can do a lot at home. I used to do things like get my chair and do step ups on it, or maybe like when an interview's on, just run upstairs, put your washing at the bottom of the stairs and just take a bit up. There's loads of things you can do, and I said you can do the Mr. Miyagi on the floor. I'm going to try it tomorrow again, where you get 2 tea towels or cleaning cloths, spray your floor, and then do a bit to the side, a bit to that side. You can do it all down your room if you've got wooden floors and you're doing, make your housework proper, you know, like cleaning exercises, and then you don't need to go to the gym. But people say I haven't got time. I'm sorry, women, stop lying to yourself. You'll sit there and you'll watch Emmerdale. I don't watch TV. You'll sit there and you'll watch Coronation Street. So how long are they on for? You could do half an hour of exercising. You know, you don't have to go mad. Eat less, move more, forward diet. That's what my dad always says. Eat less and just move a little bit more. If you go to your corner shop and it takes you 10 minutes or something, don't get in the car, walk. We all know this, but we're just too lazy. You know, and it is easier to go shopping. I was watching people yesterday and buy their microwavable meals. And Simon, you know, you men, women do it as well, but especially like if you're on your own and stuff, it is a quick and easy thing to do. And you think, I was saying to my dad today, I don't know if all men like cooking. You know, some men do, but some men don't. So, like, sometimes it's easy to grab, like, crap or processed foods, or, you know, the things that you stick in the microwave that I don't believe are really that good for you, because I believe they're full of a lot of salt and sugar. But we all do it. I'm not saying I don't. I don't tend to have stuff like that. I hardly ever have takeaways. I probably have takeaways, like, once a year. I am not joking. Unless I go out for a meal, because I just don't. I don't go to McDonald's or anything like that. That's just like once in a blue moon. You know, I don't want my son to get into that, you know, kids, I like McDonald's, what a McDonald's, what a McDonald's. It's just a treat now and again. That's a treat. It's not like let's have one every 4 times a week and then you're wondering why you're putting weight on. Diet sodas. I don't have any fizzy drinks in the house. Fat men, too much beer. Yep, it blows your stomach up. Sodas, I don't have sodas in the house. I have like cordial and stuff, and I know that's got sugar in it, but I'm not into fizzy drinks. because they blow me up and I feel they're full. I can't drink a full can of Coke or anything. Like I said, you put 2p piece in Coke and you see what it does. No, I don't have it in and I won't let my kids drink it. They'll drink water and juice, but I'd rather them drink that than the fizzy stuff. The only time they'd ever have any fizzy stuff if they were at a party, because I see it as a treat. People might think that's a bit snidey, but it's not a treat. Or say if I did go to McDonald's, which is highly, I don't really, or I did get a takeout, which is not a lot. You know, sometimes you get a Coke just for a treat. It's not constantly having it in the house because it'd be gone in a day with my eldest anyway, so no one would get any, and it's just too gassy. It's just too gassy. Or if I've gone out and I'm actually having a drink of alcohol, you know, if I'm having something mixed with Coca-Cola or something, that's when I'll have it, but I don't like it in the house. Yeah, I've had dogs before. I do walk though, because I do school runs and stuff, so it's a bit of a trek. So, you know, I do that. But we just try and deny to ourselves. We're just lazy these days. We want everything easy. And the other thing is as well, I've had friends who've said in the past, you know, and it's easy to do this, oh, did you get them diet pills? Have you got them diet pills? Ooh, did you get this? When you look on it, it says with a calorie controlled diet. So you've still got to sort of control your diet. It's just money making all the time. Money making. No, what it is we're too lazy. We just want to be given a pill that just melts all the fat away. So we're not actually, you know, we can still eat and eat and eat and eat, but we just want to, you know, we're just lazy. Who has ever seen the cartoon Where's Wally? I think it's not Where's Wally. It's not Where's Wally. Wally, the robot. Where's Wally? Wally the robot. Oh, it is very hard to keep it off, and that's the thing. Once you put it on, especially as you get older, I think when you're younger, it's easy to keep it off. Hi, has anyone seen the cartoon Wally? And that's how I see the future. If you know, if we're just gonna get so lazy, because I eat all organic. Well, I try to eat organic, but I do believe organic's a bit, you know, not totally organic these days, but what can you do? Yeah, Wally. Wally, do you remember the cartoon where he goes up? Because I just see, the more technology comes in, the lazier we get. That's a fact, right? So in Wally, in space, I think it's this cartoon, everyone's dead fat and they're all sat in these chairs that like fly and no one walks anywhere, and they've all got a massive drink in their hand, like a big American Coke, and they're all drinking fizzy drinks, and they go around the shops because they're all consuming, because that's what they want us to do, and they don't walk or anything, and they just want them consuming and staying dumb and staying big and staying ill, because then when you're ill, you've got to go to the doctors. Then the doctors give you a prescription. And then you go off to the chemist, you know, the big pharma thing, and they're giving you stuff to keep you ill, to keep buying the medicines. Big, vicious circle. And then, like I said, with all the diet things on telly, it's in front of your face every day in every magazine. I used to love magazines. I hate it now because it's always who's lost weight, who's too fat, this, that, and the other. Hi, Gavin. And I was saying at the beginning that one of the biggest industries is the diet and fitness industry. So imagine if, like, they don't really want you staying slim. They want you to keep feeding the food, staying ill, buying all the diet supplements and this, that, and the other, and things that are supposed to make you lose weight, and buying all the DVDs in the new year. You know, people who've lost weight, and then a few months after, they've all put it back on again. And then you know what you do? You do it for about a week, and then that DVD, which I've got about 50 million in my cupboard over there, just end up at the back of the cupboard. 2 eggs for breakfast. Yeah, well, what's that saying as well? If you do eat 3 meals a day, it's like eat like a king at breakfast, a prince at dinner, and a pauper at tea time, sort of thing. But it's not about, do not say diet if anyone's trying to eat less, because that's when it all fails, because then you crave everything. The biggest thing we've got, like they say, that's cocaine, is sugar. Sugar is one of the biggest addictions as well, and it's put in everything. And you get that craving for it. It's like when you're trying to come off coffee. It's very hard to lose weight. I wasn't dissing people before. I'm just saying there is an agenda. I don't care what people say. These feminists over the top are always, as well as pushing hate on men, because that's what they're doing. You know, I watch Milo going on about that, and it's so true. Hating men all the time. There's this big thing for women. I see it as women just not giving a toss about themselves. It's not okay to not give a toss about yourselves. You need to be healthy, you know. you need to be healthy. I'm not saying you have to lose weight and be skinny. I'm saying there's women out there and men that are over their sort of line of weight, and it goes into obesity, and you just don't want that. You don't want that, because the bigger you get, the harder it gets to lose that weight. I've seen a friend who has been yo-yoing up and down, up and down, up and down, but it's the things that she eats and drinks. She's put a lot of weight on since I've seen her lately, and I was a bit shocked because she's only about 40. She's got diabetes now. Diabetes, that kills. And someone was saying on one of these channels, being fat doesn't kill you. Being fat doesn't something. Yes, it does kill you. Being fat does kill you. If you keep piling the weight on, your life expectant, whatever you call it, is going down. Stretch marks, horrible. Yeah, but you shouldn't say that, because women get stretch marks, men get stretch marks, you get stretch marks from putting weight on, and don't forget, women get stretch marks from having babies and stuff. That's a sensitive subject to some women. But I know what you mean. You can get stretch marks from just putting a load of weight on through fault of your own, of just eating too much. Oh yeah, I told my energy company straight, there is no way they will get... I tell you what, Amanda, there was a van outside this house the other day, and it's over the road now. It says AI, and it says home, and it's smart. And I thought, nope. They tried to ring me up and ask me if I wanted a smart meter. Before I wasn't awake to the smart thing going on, and your Wi-Fi stuff and all that. Yeah, that's different if it's from having Yeah, I know what you mean though. I know, like, when you get too big, you're ruining your skin if you're just being lazy about it and sort of scoffing, But yeah, the smart meters. And my friend, it's really hard. This thing about trying to waken friends up. That's why I get frustrated sometimes, is because she told me a few weeks ago she was getting a smart meter, and I was like, oh, they ain't killing me more than they already are. Exactly. And smart meters end up it's not that. They're not good for your health. And I really wanted to tell her, but she thinks I'm a nutcase now, so I couldn't really tell her. But they've tried to get one in my house, asked if I wanted a free one. My friend's got one, my mum's got one, and I was like, I don't want one. If you knew the conspiracy behind Wi-Fi and all that people call a conspiracy, which isn't a conspiracy, you wouldn't really want a smart meter in your house. And I always remember, if they say anything is smart, it really means stupid. Exactly. If anything's smart, it's a bit of a killer, I tell you. People have done experiments near Wi-Fi, radiation or whatever you call it, putting plants near it, and they die and stuff. There's that Agenda. If you've seen Agenda 21, or is it G5 or 5G? 5G. It's all this depopulation thing. That's why I'm saying about putting too much weight on and people saying it's all right to be bigger. It's another way of depopulation. I'm sorry, if you start putting weight on where you're getting obese, and it's like that thing, like people, it's all right because I'll get my stomach stapled, or I'll get what's it called, a gastric band. But here I am on my smartphone. I know, smartphones as well, can't get away from it, can we? That's what I mean, it's everywhere. Yeah, the 5G, and yeah, the gay fox with Alex Jones. You'll learn everything you need to know. Yeah, and it is bonkers, that's what I'm saying. It's very hard to eat healthily these days. People say eat organic, but we all know, I went vegan for a bit, but we all know if animals are eating stuff from the ground that are poisoned and have cack on them, because they're saying it's like Roundup basically that they're spraying, then really, there's your meat when you're eating meat. And then if you're vegan, when I went vegan, which was hard to do, they're spraying crops and stuff anyway, and they make GMO foods or whatever you call it and all that. So they're getting us from all sides basically. It's very hard to be sort of, I don't know what the word is, sort of like organic. Yeah, geoengineering, there's all that. So they're trying to get us from every angle possible. And you think you're sort of being healthy that way, but we're sort of not. We've got these teeth for a reason. Yeah, I went through a bit of a stage of going vegan, but now I don't always like it, because I think there's a thing going on with meat, and they're pumping stuff with water, and there's things I don't like. The one thing I don't really believe in is milk. I'm sorry. I think you get your calcium from stuff you eat, and I think you get it from the sun, because yes, I do have milk and coffee, but I don't have it all the time like on cereal, because who the hell, what animal, right? What other animal in the world drinks milk from another animal? Years and years back, before we even probably knew we could drink cow's milk, whoever brought that in, right? Because that's to do with money, I think. Yes, women have boobies, right? So that was for the baby because we produce our own milk, right? So to a certain age when that goes, we don't have milk after that. There's another thing with people going on about breastfeeding. Oh, it's disgusting. There's the other thing. Oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting that you shouldn't be breastfeeding in the street. Oh, it's disgusting. It's not natural. It's not natural. Hello? It's not natural. Okay, okay. So we'll get all our babies on we'll get all our babies on the what do you call it, formula and all that because it's not natural. What are they putting in this formula? What they're putting in this, it's not natural to breastfeed. Right, okay. You're offended when you see a woman breastfeeding, right, okay. What did we do years back when maybe we didn't even realise we could get milk from cows? Who brought all that in saying it was calcium for us? Because what other animal on the planet goes, yeah, I'm going over there to that animal that's not from me to get their milk because that's normal. It's not normal. If you know what I mean. I've seen stuff about milk and pus and this, that and the other that's in milk and stuff like that. And they did say it's another thing that can cause cancer and stuff like that. Because I actually do believe these days you see a lot more cancer and a lot more diseases and this, that and the other. It's because what's in our food, what's being put into our food, what's being like these additives and all this, like these drinks you drink with these monster drinks. We've talked about the monster drinks before with all the additives, with all the colours. You wonder why kids are getting hyper with things that they're eating. They've talked about that thing before with fetuses in, food additives in your food and stuff like that. It's all connected. I don't care what anyone says. It's all connected. And I just don't know why. I know some people understand. I just don't get why some people don't understand about it. Yeah, it is natural, but there's been that massive push, isn't there, about women saying it's disgusting, they shouldn't be breastfeeding, they shouldn't be doing this, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. Okay. What were we doing years ago then? How can it be wrong? Anything that's natural is wrong. It's like I said, when I go to the doctors and they take my blood pressure and it's fine, and they ask me if I smoke and I'm like, no, drink, no, not really. This, that, and if they look at me like there's something wrong with me because I'm sort of not ill. If you're ill, you're all right. That's what I mean. Don't you think it's weird that we drink another animal's body sort of fluids, but other animals don't drink another animal's? I don't think. I mean, yeah, I've got milk in my coffee, but I don't have it like I used to because it's always that, innit? Have your cereal for breakfast. Come on, kids, get your Rice Krispies. Can you hear that crap? What is it? Crap, I was going to say. Crap. I'm going to say it again. Snap, crackle and pop. Get all your milk on your cereal because you need that calcium for your bones. I think you need to sit in the sun for a bit. And I think it's in other food. Oh no, Danny actually works in a dairy farm and I'm slagging cows off. Not cows off. I do believe we need it, but I don't know. I just find it odd. Sorry, Danny. I love you, Bailey. But I do find it odd as in, it's not natural for women to breastfeed. Right, okay then. Yeah, but I just think way back when, I don't know. But then again, it's each their own, isn't it, at the end of the day. But I do believe there's stuff out there. I wonder what the Queen drinks and eats. I did say the other day, I did see a bit of a thing what they said the royals at. They don't drink tap water for a start. Anyway, nope. Well, what I would say about milk is I'd say fresh, milk, fresh milk. Because I'm sure, didn't the Queen say something about that? She say something about dairy cows. Like fresh milk. Like you'd sit there in a bucket, doing that sort of thing. Fresh milk, and she doesn't drink tap water, fluoride. They don't eat shellfish. She doesn't like garlic, so I think she's a vampire. There's just some other stuff they don't eat and they don't drink. And I was like, And even if it's that thing with milk, I think it's moderation. I think we have too much of stuff these days that probably help towards being ill because we have too much of everything these days. We're just greedy. We're greedy. Not everybody. Just saying, we're a lot greedier generation these days. It's not just in food, it's in keeping up with the Joneses. I've always said that. Everyone's too bothered about What they've got next door, they've got a new car, look at them. Ooh, they've got a new house. Oh, they've moved into a bigger house, yeah, with bigger bills. And then you wonder why you're in debt. Dairy products okay in moderation. Yeah, that's what I mean, like coffee. But I don't like buckets of it. Yeah, like they have what are these coffee places like? What are the big coffee places that I don't go to, especially Starbucks? Oh my God. Yeah, that's what I mean. It is moderation, and that's what I'm trying to say with people being overweight. People wouldn't be overweight if they were moderate about what they ate. And that's what I was trying to say before, like in the past with your nanny and granddad and stuff like that. Ah, did it? That's what you found. But I mean, like fresh, fresh. Um, but that annoys me as well because it's stuff about farms. It annoys me with like raining again. Like, we used to have a butcher's down the road. We used to have a greengrocer's. All that's gone now, because of big supermarkets. And the last butcher's has just gone where you can go and get proper sort of like, I don't mean fresher meat, but not processed stuff. Because the stuff in supermarkets, it's there, you're like, oof, doesn't last that long really. Thank you, but I don't know, it's just like everything in moderation. That's what I was trying to say before. Yeah, gluten, the protein in the wheat is very hard for a human body. Yeah, and it's like I was saying before about your nana and granddad in them days, and after the war, we all just went consuming mad with everything because we could, and we just got greedier. And I'm sorry, I just don't believe people who are morbidly obese who say that they're happy. They're not happy. I've seen them people who are getting lifted out of bed in a crane. You're not happy. You're just trying to make out you're okay with it. You're not okay with it. It is not healthy. I wouldn't want to walk around with your legs chafing and being out of breath and not being able to run around with your kids and stuff. It is not good for you. I don't care what anyone says. And like I said, there's the other extremes as well of being too skinny, but we weren't. I don't think we were made like that. Like years and years back when we were probably running around hunting animals and all that, we wouldn't be like, "Way, I've just caught this," because you'd have to run around, and the women would be doing stuff and yeah, bad excuse, and then you'd be like, "Hey, I've just done. I'm having a snack in between." You wouldn't have found a snack in between in them days, would have you? What had you been eating? Ants or something? We might have only got one meal a day in them days, and searching for water and stuff. Listen, if I was fat in a wheelchair, I wouldn't do more than half the stuff I can be doing in the well, yeah, exactly. It's even that. I think it's a lot of what's the word like on your joints and on your bones. Like I said, when I was a lot bigger, yeah, stuff pushing out your belly fat. They say, don't they, that your stomach's only small and you should only really eat what fits in the palm of your hand. Because I do believe the more you eat, the more your stomach stretches, so the more you've got space to feel hungry, and then that just goes on and you get big and big and big. And we know that weight can creep on really fast. When I'm good, it can come off quickly. But I've just been lazy. Not lately, I'm trying. You can tell from the beginning of when I had my second child, I was a lot bigger. But we weren't eating as much way back. We weren't snacking every 5 minutes on stuff. Yeah, I think it's the same with drinking as well. Because you think about it, when you like alcohol and stuff, it can be quite gassy. But I do always think there's a lot of calories in it as well. And they say alcohol turns to sugar, so there's a sugar thing again. Yeah, they know it all and they still put it in all day, and then you're watching the adverts and they're plastering food out, food advertisements all the time. What am I missing? Ooh, I get bloated stomach and things from that. It just doesn't make you feel good when you're feeling that bloated sort of. My mum's always said she's always kept slim. She was a little bit bigger when she was young, but I know I joke and say she's always cleaning, but she's literally always cleaning, and she doesn't snack, and then she has a really good tea. Do you know what I mean? And but she's always busy doing something. So and she's got like quite a good set of muscles on her, for it's because she's always cleaning and carrying things, like because I don't drive. When I go shopping, I'm like carrying my bags. So, I do probably won't see it on here. I do get I do have muscles because I use that as like weights, you know, weight out on each side. And I have this game with myself where I think my arms can be killing me and I think, don't put your bags down, don't put your bags down till you get home. Because it's only about a 10-minute walk. So I'm like, don't put your bags down, don't put your bags down till you get home. You're not allowed to put your bags down. Even if your arms are killing you, make it to the front door. I sort of have that bit of a thing with myself. Burn off energy and gain muscle. Yeah, and I do think that if you're eating a lot constantly, that your body, like me and my dad were discussing it, your body's not resting, it's digesting all the time. It shouldn't be digesting food all the time through the day. It's not meant to do that. And then it's not burning through fat basically. But if you're not eating that much, it's going to burn through, you know, and keep you going and keep you sort of at a good weight because you're not constantly snacking. Because I do think we do snack a lot. It's like my youngest, he's always like, after breakfast, can I have something? I said, you just had your breakfast, you're not having anything. You know, and then after his dinner, can I have something? You just had your dinner, you're not having anything. Can I have something? Can I? You know what kids are like. And if you get them into that thing, they're just going to want and want more. Tablet is playing up. Is it playing up? But yeah, I just believe, you know, they want us to be ill. And the biggest way to be ill is to keep you fat and keep you piling the weight on. But us women have got to get, and men, but us women have really got to start, you know, speaking truth to ourselves with all this weight business thing. Because I've seen a lot of people, you know, they're all at these weight clubs and we're not really losing that much weight, are we? You know you can do it. You've just basically got to eat less and move more. It's a fact. He's a growing lad. No, he has, you know, good meals when he has them, but I don't want him constantly snacking in between because, you know, sometimes it is because he's thirsty. Hi. But, I don't know, there's just a lot more bigger people in the world years ago, and I just think it's because we consume, we want to consume everything. And we'd rather just have, you know, a tablet that says lose weight. We'd rather spend our money on a tablet that says lose weight than actually doing something about it ourselves because we're lazy. Bone idle, being lazy, use every excuse under the book to sort of try and, you know, I'm not talking about everybody, but we do it. I've done it in the past. Tried to make excuses up to not and sometimes it's hard as well because I'm single at the minute. It's a bit like you can get a bit bored and you eat out of boredom. And sometimes, like I said, it's easy to throw something in the oven that's quicker. And we know all this stuff that you put in the oven that's processed and it's got a lot of sugar and salt in it, like I said. And then you just carry on from there. Sometimes it's easier if you're working late to grab something that's, you know, cheap and nasty, full of fat and stuff. It's just easier. But yeah, I don't know. Has anyone heard anything else on Trumpster? Binge on your own and it's hard sometimes to cook a good meal. Yeah, it is because sometimes you're like, it's like we don't really have Sunday dinners that properly because it's like, oh, you know, he doesn't like veg and he doesn't like that. And like, you know, oh, it's hard sometimes to be like, oh, he's giving it, he's what? Obese, unhealthy. Obesity is second to cancer for illness. Yeah, because they were saying something about, like I said, someone before was saying, obesity doesn't kill you. Being fat doesn't kill you. Yes, it does. It does. Yeah. Oh, did you meet up with May a few hours ago? Because was it May today and then later on tomorrow it's the Queen? Yeah, his wife looked beautiful. Hi, Joe J. His wife looked beautiful. She's so elegant and that. And people go on about her all the time and all that. And I just think she's beautiful. She's, you know, people think she's silly. She speaks 7 languages. Do you know what I mean? She speaks 7 languages. She's very intelligent. And that's another thing, trying to put all the pictures out of when she was a model. So what? So what? Is that all you can put out? Oh, she was a model. Oh, she was this, that, and the other. So what? She had a nice figure on her. So what? She looked very beautiful. No, I haven't seen the ones with May yet because I've come on here, so I'll have to watch the videos. I bet the body language was hilarious. It was a bit like, did anyone see the Mike Pompeo? Pompeo at the meeting the other day? And those sat around the table were proper squirming. Oh, she is a witch. I do believe she's Merkel's sister because, like I said, they've had a picture of her, Merkel, and who was it? I always say president, the Prime Minister of Venezuela when they were about 12 all sat on a couch in a room together. Bit dodgy that one is. Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I just think... So is it the Queen tomorrow then? I know, I saw that before. Gavin's still peeved with England losing. I think I put my foot in it because I said yesterday, oh yeah, England are going to win, I can feel it, we're going to win this time. And then I went and watched the end of it because I don't normally watch football. And I was like, oh, okay, we're out then, are we? But the most important thing, Gavin, is, I know it's important to some people, but, you know, we've got to win this one. We've got to win this Trump thing. We've got to win. You know, Gavin, you're over on 24/7. We're winning this one. It's quite important to me. I don't know if Simon's still here. I'm wondering if he's got on to Gran Torino, because guess what, guys? I was on Discord. Everyone's saying get over there. I was actually on it, but I'm really daft and don't know how to use it. And I think I tried to message Simon on it, but I don't know if he got it. And I did try and message Gran Torino on it ages ago, and I have messaged him on there to say about Simon's on Discord, but I don't really know my way around there at the minute. I don't really know what I'm doing. The Sadiq Khan baby balloon is close to 50k. Woohoo! Are they planning on fly? Did they fly the balloon today for Trump, or is that tomorrow? Or did that go up? Or is it for Saturday? I don't know. And and I was meant to say as well, I think it was Rebel Media, I'm not sure. Tommy Robinson, his appeal got moved to the 28th or something. Now it's been dropped to the 18th, and apparently they've got new judges in the Supreme Court, so it's going to be different people looking at it. I'm like, oh, that's good, because also over in America, they've got the Supreme Court change up there, haven't they, as well? So that's good. Trump's going to slap May and Liz around the head. Things going to change. Yep, that's why I said to my friend today, she was like, why, what do you think Trump's going to do? I said, he's going to go up to the Queen, he's going to go, whoosh, whoosh. Well, let me tell you. And then he's going to go up to May and he's going to go, whoosh, whoosh. And let me tell you, the amount of crap we've got on everyone globally, you need to start singing a different tune. So watch it start changing, people. On mainstream media, they won't play that out because they'll just keep on letting you think that the opposite's going on. So when they say something, we know it's the complete opposite going the other way. So, you know. But yeah. 13th of July is the balloon date it airs. What's the date today? Is that tomorrow? Is it the 12th today? Tomorrow. Do you know what I love about Trump as well? They will keep saying we are far right. Oh, I know. What else did I see on the news? They just make me laugh. And do you know what makes me laugh about Trump? How he gets off the plane and he's like... People think he's dead moody. I thought, how can he keep his face straight? And he glares at the media. And we all know why he glares at the media. So you think about it. If you're, like, not awake and you're watching the TV at home... I'm a normal laugh out loud. You know, he's looking at the media and he's like, you know, he looks dead stern and he's like looking at him like that. And that's where probably people on the other side, you know, like the normies are like, oh, he's so grumpy and this, that and the other. But I'd be looking at the media like that because he knows they just put all their nasty lies out and don't, you know, that group of people that were being anti-Trump, there was probably only about 20 people stood there. But, you know, they'll get it in so it looks like there's more people there, like they do with Hillary. They did with Hillary's campaigns when it was in a gym and there was only about 200 people there. And then when Trump's got thousands there in arenas that are getting packed out and they can't get in because they were, you know, they needed a bigger place. And he said, pan round the room and show all the people that are here. What did mainstream media do? They didn't pan round the room, did they? Oh no, we mustn't show the people of America and the world that there are lots of people supporting Trump. Oh no, we mustn't do that. Sorry, I keep doing that baby voice. I like that baby voice. I hope he meets Boris. Now, see me friend the other day, she was like, yeah, but he likes Boris. I went, I don't really know if he's on Boris's side. I just think Boris is a bit of a dimwit. He's told Boris, because he saw Boris a few months ago. He's had a word with Boris. You either resign or this is going to happen. But it's like I said, you've got the Trump balloon. I hope the snowflakes melt in the heat. Yeah, or melt in the rain because it's raining at the minute. So do I. But it's like, you've got the people with the balloon. Gavin. Khan said Tommy followers are extreme right. Yeah. I have a look at Henry. What was that? Oh, there was something about Khan actually. I wanted to say about something. I can't remember what it was. Something to say. Oh yeah, because talking about body image and all that, I'm just saying it's not healthy women. Isn't Khan the one who took pictures down in the I'll read that in a minute. Yeah. Took pictures down in the tube station of slim women in bikinis because it's body shaming. It's not very nice for fat people. Well, there it is again. Let's take the pictures of the slim women down in bikinis. Yeah, maybe there is that thing where we need models that are a little bit curvier, you know what I mean? But there's that thing again. It's not all right to be slim and healthy. You've got to be fat. I'm sorry. How pathetic is that? We're taking pictures down in the tube station because all the women are going to be offended. All the fat people are going to be offended because the slim women are in bikinis. I'd just look at them pictures and think, she looks good in a bikini. Really, if I want to do something about it, I've got to stop being lazy and stop eating, snacking. That's all. Doesn't offend me. Yeah, the fools. I mean, what does that sound like? Don't show your body off. Khan said you can't show your body off. Why, Khan? What do you want us really to wear? What do you think Khan wants us really to wear, women? Start suppressing the women. What have we got to wear, Khan? I know what he wants us to wear. Do you know what I mean? Just like, oh. But the baby blimp thing, like I said the other day, fly it, do whatever you want, because at the end of the day, sounds like a Saudi plot. Yes, it is. That's what it's. Yes, exactly. Fly that balloon of Trump. It's like I said the other day with the baby voice. He's not going to go, yep. It's not, fly the balloon, like I said in the baby voice the other day. He's not going to go, yeah, exactly. He's not going to go, oh my God, the UK's flying a little baby, flying this big blimp thing of me. Oh, I'm going to cry and go back home. Oh my God, look at the three little old ladies in Scotland who've wrote in the sand with a spade saying, resist. Oh my God, what's that going to do? They did say, these women, they went, I don't know if you saw it on the news, like, well, we've wrote resist, if he sees that when he flies over, what, he's not going to fly over because you've wrote resist in the sand. We're going to do a lot more sand writing. Good for you. Good for you. I was like, oh my God. And then persisted to say that, he'd been a really big bully to the people that lived there. He'd been such a big bully. Okay then, whatever. The only little good bit they were saying that he likes to play golf, and that's what they were sort of putting out there. Oh, well, he likes his golf. And he tried to buy this area up, but all the people of, Greenpeace or whatever were a bit, didn't want that and this, that and the other. But it would have brought more jobs in, wouldn't it? Have you seen them men that dress as babies? Oh my God, yes, I have. See, all this stuff, this is just a random chat tonight. I've seen all this stuff. When I was a bit younger, what's the shows called? You had I'm going to say this name wrong now. Did you see no. There was a show called Louis Theroux or something. Probably got his name wrong. Where he does loads of different things around. There's been loads of shows like, where you go around and you're doing interviews on the weird, different things that are going on all around the world. And these people who dress as babies, because they say, oh, they didn't have, yeah, that's it. I can never say the name. And, because they just feel like maybe they didn't have a childhood or it soothes them being a big baby and all this. But I just think, I'm not into all that. Have you seen the people who, you have these sex dolls and now they've got these ones that are looking real and they're made out of rubbery stuff and they can talk now. I seen one in America where it actually had a conversation with this man. And at one point, yeah, I do love daft documentaries. At one point I was like, people in the UK need to sake. No, you said the wrong thing. he and they. I said, yeah. And at one stage, I was watching, and think, oh, I actually feel sorry for these men. I mean, if they're not with somebody, you know, and they're on their own, they can get one of these dolls, silicone the eye, you know, and this, that, and the other. They feel they're supposed to feel proper real and all this, and then they're making one now that responds to it and speaks to it. But I'm sorry, at one point I was going a bit loopy, thinking, did you see? Ooh, I'm not saying that name. Yeah, the dolls are really freaking. I used to think, oh, it's a bit like, yeah, if you're on your own and, you know, maybe it's a bit of company. But then at the end of the interview, I thought, actually, no, it's wrong, because it's all that thing again. It's all about, yeah, the feminists. It's all about fembots. Yeah, it's all about, right, if you've got the feminists hating on men and putting men down and demonising men, so we all hate men. So, like, then we're going to have, like, men sex robots for women, aren't we? And then you've got the men with these sex robot things. That's what they're trying to turn them into. I just think, what if something happened and it malfunctioned and you got something stuck there? It wouldn't be really good going down to the A&E with a lady robot hanging off you. That's what I just think. I think, oh my God. Oh, it chopped something off. Oh, that's all I'm saying. You'll have guys marrying their robots. Yeah, they'll probably want to marry the robots because say, you know what, she cooks the tea, she does this when I tell her, she doesn't answer back, I can switch her off when she's doing me editing. Yeah, we can all laugh about that, but really, right, we can laugh about it because I would. You could go, yeah, you know, that's quite funny. But when you think about it, you're thinking about that AI thing. They're taking the sexes away from each other. You got feminists hating on men, so then the men are beginning to hate women because we're all hating on you. Where's that connection? Where we're going to go and have sex with a robot? It's not real. I don't care. It's not real. It is not the same. I don't care what it's made out of. If it's supposed to feel real. Sorry, Dad's on here. And she's supposed to... It's not real. They're trying to disconnect. Everything's about disconnecting relationships, disconnecting family values. We all know this, all this stuff. Howdy, hi. We all know it's to disconnect away from everything, to disconnect away from proper relationships, to disconnect away from the families. And I actually went through that stage of thinking, you know what? I hate men. I think I'm going to be a lesbian because I'm just not finding anyone decent that's got this, is sharing them sort of same values as me, of as in, I have spoke about past relationships, but just like, where are real men that respect women? I know they're out there, but I was just having this thing of who am I attracting in my life, because the ones that I were attracting didn't seem to have that sort of like respect for women, or sort of, do you know what I'm talking about? And it's like, I might as well just be a lesbian because maybe it'll be better on that side, that maybe a woman thinks like a woman and they'll be able to treat me a bit better. Then I woke up and thought, no, it's not about that. It's all put out there, if you know what I mean. I can't even explain what I'm talking about. I know what I mean, but if we're all hating on men and then men are beginning to hate women because we're all hating on you, we're not getting together to reproduce, are we? Because they want that as well, if we're talking about conspiracy theories. We're not getting together to reproduce or do anything or have that connection between... I'm sorry, you will never get a real connection. It doesn't matter what AI try and do. You will never get proper human connection, soul to soul, whatever you want to call it, through a robot. I remember watching a documentary. I don't know if anyone saw this, where it was... it might have been in China, because let's face it, all the AI and stuff comes over there. And they were saying... Well, it could have been Japan. I don't know where it was. And they were going, say this was your phone. They were going... No. They were going, yeah, I've got my girlfriend. It's, you know, like a little Tamagotchi thing or whatever you call it on my phone. And it speaks and all this. And I'm like... Because we don't have time to have proper girlfriends because they're working all the time. You know what it's like over there, working all the time. Because that's another thing with how they want to work us to the bone. So you've got no time to have your family. You're all stressed out. You're all depressed. You're drinking. You're taking drugs. You're hating your life. I'm telling you now, it's all on agenda. But they're like, we haven't got enough time, so we have these little computer relationships on your computer. What the hell? What the hell? Yeah, EvieBot. What the hell is going on? It isn't real. It isn't real. I think you turn the other way because of a bad relationship from in the past. Yeah, well, my issues weren't really like, if you want to go down this road, of... I am not one of those who has a relationship no matter what's happened. I will go into a new relationship giving that person a chance because I think not everyone's the same. So we'll go into the relationship thing now. And I don't just mean me. I am the sort of person, and my friends have said this before, I don't like you can go in another relationship if someone's treated you like this. Yeah, I can't say that word. You know, like some people go, oh, I hate all men. I've never got into another relationship thinking I'm going to treat this guy like crap because he treat me like crap, so I'm not going to trust him. I go in trusting that person until they give me a reason not to trust them, because you can't tarnish everyone with the same brush. So I've never gone into a relationship like that. I've just seemed to get in a relationship and then got down, you know, a little bit and thought, no, they're not, I don't know. And I've been out with younger people as well, so maybe that's a problem because maybe they don't think the same. Because I am slightly a bit old fashioned, and I don't mean a fuddy duddy. I just think you should date. You should go out on a few dates and to see, you know, if you're getting on with each other and stuff like that. And I think men should be a bit chivalry or whatever the word's called, and they should have a few of those old traditions in a sense because. Yeah, well, all this thing today with feminists is like, do what you want, you know, go out and what was the slut walk thing and all that? It's like, I had a friend once who said to me, oh, you know, I was on the dating sites. Oh my God. They are quite funny, but I'm not on them anymore. That's why I've not met anyone. You know, if you don't go out, you don't meet anyone, do you? But it's like, she said to me, oh, you know, you just need to go out and just basically say meet anyone, you know, jump in bed with me. And I was like, I'm not like that. I can't just be like that. I know some people might think that's fun and, oh, you should be having a bit of fun. Yeah, but I'm not like that. I get feelings for someone. And I've had people on the dating site saying, oh, yeah, well, maybe we'll just meet up for a bit of fun, this, that, and the other. You know, just have a bit of fun. And I'm like, no, because I'd get to like you. And then I'd get hurt if that's all it was. I'm just very much like that. And I believe in, I don't know what the big rush is and all that. People just seem to jump in bed with anyone these days. I'm sorry, it's not everybody, but generation, you know, they just want to jump in bed with anyone. They're not bothered. It's like that Love Island thing everyone goes mad about. I mean, that's the biggest joke ever, isn't it? That's all they talk about on flipping This Morning and all that. Never mind about the real things that are going on in the world. Let's all get what is it, Love Island drinking glass, whatever Piers Morgan had. Yeah, it's just chill chemistry. What's like the big rush and then you watch programs like that and it's like, yeah, dope island. It is. They get the head turned so quickly. Oh, I'm with you. Oh, she's just coming. She's fit. I mean, yes, you can have your head turned and you can look at other people, but it's just too fast and people are just jumping in and out relationships all the time. That is what happened to me with my ex, and he still does it. And it's just like, you know. It is fun to watch. I must admit, I don't watch TV, but I've been watching slight bits of it because I like to see how they go on about it because this generation, it's just like, oh my God, you know how people, I don't know if you know what I mean, it's just too fast these days and that's how people are and that's what I was finding on the dating sites, that's why I came off. It's like they'll get talking to you and then they'll start saying things to you and that just puts me off because I just think, you're not even bothered, you know, you just... They're just wanting to jump in bed with somebody and move on to the next person. It's not, and this is what I think how they're destroying relationships these days. They're trying to make out it's all right to do all that. I'm not saying be a nun. I'm just saying I think they want people believing these days you don't have to be in a relationship. You know, marriage. A lot of people don't get married now. They're not really bothered about that or. There's all this new stuff coming in and to me it's just breaking away from it's breaking down those relationships. It's not just family relationships, it's relationships with men and women, you know, and having that yeah, there's a lot of beautiful women and a lot of good looking men out there, but when you're with someone, you're with someone. It doesn't mean that, you know, you can find a lot of people who are beautiful, men and women are quite ugly inside, you know. And it is true about that thing. You can get to know somebody. I've known people where you think, you know what, they're not really my type, but when you start talking to them, they change and they sort of morph more beautiful, if you know what I mean. And then you can meet somebody who you think's really good looking, you know, you're like flipping at them really good looking. And you get to know them because they go off the looks and they're not really bothered and they use that, you know, you get women like that and men like that. They're not bothered, they just use the look. They've got no personality or anything. You find them boring and you find them ugly inside because they're all me, and they're not bothered and that person turns ugly. That's why you get some people sometimes who say, oh, did you see that girl with that guy? He wasn't that good looking. Or that guy with that girl, she wasn't that good looking. It's probably because they've got to know that person and realise they're a good person inside. That might sound corny, but it's not. They change, they morph into something better. Monogamy is a good thing, but it is a tacked on purpose. Exactly. There's just too much of this stuff out all the time, and everyone wanting to rush into everything, and I don't know. And I've even been on the dating sites where I thought I've got talking to someone and thought, they've sort of said this, and they seem to be sort of, I don't even know what the word is. And then they start talking, you just think, oh, just go away. You've got no. Do you know what I mean? I always see relationship hazard. You don't have to be in each other's pockets, but you have to sort of be friends with each other and get on with each other and do things together. And you've got to do things with your friends as well. But I've seemed to have dated people that just want to go out with their friends constantly, and they're not really bothered about taking you out. And when you do go out with them, they act like they're not with you, or sort of are sort of like nasty to you when you're out. But if a guy comes near you, they don't like it, but they act like they're not with you when they're with you. I just find it really bizarre, I still can't believe you're in your 40s. Yeah, 41. Must be the distilled water. Maybe I don't get that stressed about things either, so I think when you get stressed and depression and stuff like that doesn't help, but I think people think too much these days. They're too bothered, especially if it's the ego thing, and they're too bothered about the Joneses and this, that, and the other, running after stuff. It's just like, just chill out a bit. But maybe it's because I've not been with a man for a bit that I've not aged. I don't know, I'm getting grey hairs, I don't know what to do about them. Dye them or leave them. I quite like silver hair. He's talking to me. Oh, right. Ew, Dad, who's talking to you? What's saying you're in your 40s? Yeah, I don't know. I look at relationships a bit different. I'm a bit more, I think you should go out and have that date night. You should have that time with your friends as well. Not constantly, because you don't want to be constantly out with friends that you're not seeing your partner. But you don't have to be in each other's pockets. But I do believe you have to do things together. As my nana used to say, you do things together and you stay together. Because, I don't know. My dad knows about this anyway. I just pick people. They've probably been a bit younger as well. They just want to be out with the mates drinking, and they weren't bothered about me or taking me out. And then when they did take me out, they were acting like they weren't with me, which I just think is really bizarre. And just being a bit like telling me what to do in my own home and what to watch, and just and like abusive with the mouth, and you just think, who says that to the partner? You don't turn around and say, I won't even say the words, you don't turn around and say that to your partner. If you're with someone you love, you don't abuse them by words and other stuff with someone you love. I'd like to think what you do with someone you really hated. Do you know what I mean? You're supposed to respect each other. You can be in a relationship and still have different opinions about stuff, and it's good to debate about stuff, but you don't have to be aggressive and nasty, But I still go into other relationships. I don't put that on other people and think, oh, they're going to be the same, because not everybody is the same. That's why you date for a bit and you see what somebody's like when you see the true colours. But yeah, I just obviously seem to have, I don't know why I've got tattooed on my head with the people I seem to attract. If you were with each other 24/7, you're losing. Yeah, so that's why you've got to do, I mean, I've been out with people sometimes where you go off and do something, like, I like crafting sometimes, so go off upstairs and do something else. And then they'd be moaning like half an hour, come and sit with me, and all that. And then, I don't know, yeah. Well, that's a bit being, you've got to have a bit of time with yourself and a bit of time with your partner, but it can't be all like one way, like no time with your partner and no like. I tell you who I did see on TV the other day and thought it was quite funny was, remember Vanessa Feltz? She's still with a partner, I can't remember what it's called, and she said they actually sleep in separate bedrooms. That did make me laugh, but she said it works, but he just goes in there. But she said, oh yeah, she like when we were a bit younger, when we first got together, she said, yeah, when we went to the pictures, she said we'd argue about what film we wanted to watch. She said he wanted to watch his like superhero film. She said, and I wanted to watch something else with subtitles. She said, so we just didn't decide. So what we used to do is go to the pictures. And he'd go in one cinema room and watch that, and she'd go in hers, and then they'd meet up after and talk about both films, because they really couldn't stand sticking watching each other's films. So they did it separate and then came together at the end of the night, which I thought was quite funny. But yeah, you've got to do things together, and you've got to have that little time apart as well. But yeah, I never go into a relationship doing the old trying to think someone's going to be like the person before, because you've got to get you. And I've had friends saying that before. I said, "Oh, you're so good. I wouldn't think that things that have happened to me, this, that, and the other. I just, hating on men." And I'm just like, I'm just not like that. You can't, unless someone gives you a reason not to trust them or this, that, and the other, then fair enough. Because I used to go out with someone as well who was he was a nice lad and everything, but he didn't trust me. Not that I'd ever done anything. It's just because he'd obviously been cheated on or something in the past, and obviously thought, I've got to watch her in case she does it. What happened to the middle row? And in the end, it got that much. I just had to tell him to go, because he was constantly like, if I was going out with friends, he'd be like, I'll take you there. I mean, yeah, that's fine. And I'll pick you up. Yeah, that's fine. But in my eyes, he was doing it because he didn't trust me, because everywhere I went, he was always like ringing me. And this was the funniest one. I was in a pub, and it was at Christmas, and it was pretty quiet. It was just like my friend's birthday's on the 23rd of December. So it was pretty quiet. There was some drunken guys behind us. So when he phoned me, he could hear this drunken guy behind me. So he started going, "Are you in a pub?" I went, "Yeah." He went, "I can hear a man." I went, "Yeah." He went, "Is the men there?" I went, "Yeah, well, I'm in a pub. I'm not in a lesbian pub. I'm in a pub." And he went, "All right." I just thought, for God's sake. So I put the phone down and it got on my nerves. It's confession time, Dolly. It is. So anyway, we asked someone to take a picture of us sat on this seating area. And when I got home the next day, he went up on Facebook, because a friend had put it up on Facebook. So he goes on Facebook and he goes, "Oh my God, like, we're dead mad." And I'm like, "What are you going mad for?" And he went, "That picture there of you sat there with them, with your friends." I went, "Yeah." He went, "Who's the lad in the middle?" I went, "Right." I said, "The one in the middle that you thought was a lad because he had a scarf on and short hair is my friend's sister, who'd had her hair cut short, in the style where it's a bit longer at the front and shorter, and she had a scarf round because it was December and it was quite cold in the place we were in. It was a sister." So he went, "Well, who took the picture then?" I was like, "I don't know, some girl or some guy that we asked to take the picture." And that's what it was like all the time. So in the end, I just had to tell him to go, because I think in the end, maybe he would have pushed me to go and cheat, because he never should. He just constantly went on about it as if I was doing something when I wasn't. I was like, "I'm in a pub. Yes, there's men in there, because men and women go in pubs together, not unless you live somewhere else. I see people that do that. It's not your fault. Many have." Yeah, I mean, it's not his fault in a way. Obviously, that's happened in his past, but he's took that thing on where he's gone in a relationship thinking she's going to do it. I don't trust her. I don't do that. I didn't give him any reason to not trust me. A nice lad, but I just thought he's constantly just doing it all the time. And he said he wasn't doing it, and he wasn't. It got on my nerves that much. I just couldn't put up with it, because I thought, he doesn't trust me. If you haven't got trust at the end of the day, you've got nothing. You should be able to think, oh, you get some women, come on, there's some women and men out there who are dead really, like, what's the word? Obsessed, and they're like, "I don't want you going out, don't go out with your friends," and this, that, and the other. I'm like, go out with your friends, if you trust each other, it shouldn't matter, if there's other women there, if you trust them and they trust you, it shouldn't matter. It's better than someone going on at you all the time thinking you're going to cheat. You're going to push someone to go and cheat because you're constantly going on about it. But it's not like men don't have women friends and women don't have men friends, and you're telling lies if you're walking down the street and I can be with someone but see another guy and think he's attractive, but you're not going to act on it. You're not going to think anything. And you men out there as well, women do it discreetly when they're looking at other men. Men are so gormless when they look at women. Even if they're with the wives of the girl, they just go, "Ooh." Makes me laugh when I see people doing that. I'm just like, God, you men. Not all you men. Just make me laugh. Women do it discreetly like women do. But it doesn't mean you can't, like, not look at another person and think they're attractive. Jesus Christ. What does that mean, Dad? Dolly, what am I looking at? Yeah, and then people end up of the worst show on TV. Yeah, exactly. Jeremy Kyle. Don't even get me started on Jeremy Kyle. I wouldn't mind if Jeremy Kyle had, like, I don't watch it, I used to years ago. I wouldn't mind if Jeremy Kyle had different topics on the programme, but there's never anything different on the programme, is it? It's all, who's the father of the baby? Who stole this from our... Do you know what I mean? It's the same every day. He must be so... I could have a chat show, because obviously I do want it, and I can yak for England and talk the hind leg off a donkey, if that's the way you say it. But I end up watching the right stuff. Yeah, at least there's something going on there. But I'd be bored if I was him. No idea, predictive text. I'd be bored if I was him because it's the same in. Every day is the same story. The same sort of people on. So they're all dumbing us down with all the crap they put on Jeremy Kyle. I could not go to work every day doing his job because it's the same thing every day. I was saying those that accuse and moan and that are obsessed are... Yeah, normally the ones that are accusing are the ones that are doing it. Do you know what I mean? They accuse you. Because I've had that before. Yeah, the control freaks. I've been out of a narcissist. Oh, my God. The right stuff is just as corrupt. Yeah, it is. I've been out of a narcissist. I think I'd see that coming again this time. Oh, my God. And the thing is with a narcissist, they'll turn everything around on you. It was your fault. You know, if it was an argument they start, it's your fault. Everything's your fault. They see themselves as right all the time. Everything's your fault. They twist it. And they can't see... You know, they just can't see that they're wrong in anything. When they're wrong, they can't see that they're wrong. A narcissist, that's what Hillary is though, isn't she, and all them lot. Like that crap on the morning, if it's still on BBC Two. I don't know what that one is. Oh, narcissists. I've dated one. I've had a friend who's dated one. Victoria has something show. Oh, I don't know. The worst people to date, they would just, oh my God. I mean, I could have been put off by life by that person. I nearly was. I nearly turned lesbian. I nearly was put off for life with that person because they never took responsibility for their own actions, you know, of being abusive with the words and the hands. Never took responsibility. It was always, you know, my fault. No, it wasn't my fault. You believe it at the time because they twist it to make you believe it's your fault and put you down and make you feel like you're nothing. And then, you know, after you've got rid of that person, you're like, what the hell was I doing? Oh my God, what was I doing? But we all learn and it makes you stronger anyway. Jamie, it is a morning show. I don't know. I didn't see what you put there. What morning show? I did used to like that one on Sunday, but it was an eating one again. Dolly Daydream, Simon. Dolly Daydream equals Simon. Simon what? Simon's not on here now, I don't think. Do you mean Reverend Sideways? Dolly, what do you mean Dolly equals Simon? I think I know what you're saying. Ooh. What are you saying, Dad? It's a load of Which one's me? What's going on here? Victoria Derbyshire. What, is that a show? What are we all going on about now? I haven't. I'm just sweating. It's hot in the room. No, we all know I said I like Simon. I just like he's down to earth and everything, you know. Says it as it is. In the morning on the news. It's because I don't watch the news. I don't watch anything in the morning. I jump on YouTube really and see what's going on. So I don't know. What, is she a reporter? Or, I don't know. Or BBC Two. Honest to God, I don't watch anything in the morning. I used to. I don't watch anything now. I've got the lipstick. I don't watch anything in the morning. I'll jump on YouTube and see what's going on. Oh, an anchor reporter. What, she's good or she's not? Well, I can't really say she's good or she's not because if it's on mainstream media, they're not normally. Unless they speak out a little bit, you know, like Piers Morgan does. Some people don't like him, but he did stick up for the, you know, the Trump and the Sikh cadet. I keep saying that. Sadiq Khan balloon thing, you know, he did shout out about that, which was quite good. Yeah, I just check on, well, obviously Gavin Giant knows what we check on in the morning. So obviously I'm off on Soapbox in the morning. If Neon Revolt's gone up, I'll check that. And I haven't checked the last one actually, so I've not read it. My dad said it was a big long one. And I'm just seeing what's happening on the news. I don't put the telly on anymore, only unless it's cartoons for the little one. But yeah. Dad, what were you saying? I don't know what you were saying. What were you saying? Janine equals Simon. What does that mean? The balloon was ridiculous. Don't worry, although the British are slowly wet. Oh yeah, they are. Are you from America? I can't remember. They are slowly awakening. We're not bothered about it because we know what's happening behind the scenes. It's just the fact that it does. Well, it's supposed to frustrate us. They'll know it frustrates us like we frustrate them when we're doing certain things, like on Saturday. you know, just to see the lies that they spout out everywhere and how they do it, you know, because before I was awake, you know, just watching the news years back, because I stopped watching the news about 5-6 years ago because I was sick of it. Ewan Simon, I know, I think we'd get on. Can you imagine us two on a show together? Did you see his video he did before where he had all talcum powder around his face or whatever it was? Oh my God, it was like my tinfoil hat news. I'm not embarrassed because he's not watching, I don't think. Going red now. Yeah, what was I saying? I'm getting itchy eyes now. It's a hay fever. What was I saying? I was saying something about something and you've distracted me. What was I saying? Chat's not... Oh, God, I hate hay fever. Is it because it's raining? Kicking all the... Oh, I'll tell you what I got really excited over today. Nothing to do with anything, but I looked in my garden and nature amazes me because I've been growing some sunflowers and I've been waiting for ages. Just go with the flow. I'm going with the flow. And I looked out this morning, I was like, oh my God, there's a little sunflower coming. And I was like, oh, it's really cute. And little sweet peas with flowers on. And the other day it wasn't there. And now there's a little sunflower and I'm like really, really excited. Sounds a bit sad that, doesn't it? But I do quite like going back to like Keeping Up with the Joneses. I do like things like that I sort of, I find happiness in little things like seeing the sunflower growing in the back garden. But I am a bit like that. I'm not into... You know, you get some girls who are like, you and Simon. See, my dad say me and Simon are good together. I think me and Simon would be good together. I think we should go on a date, Simon. I don't know where. I think he's from down south. But I'm not one of them. If I was out and you had a guy, you know, because some women like, we know these gold diggers. You need to do a live... He did say something about getting on live stream with him and some others. If there was a guy all swanked up, you know, and he's there with a big bottle of sparkling champagne, I don't like champagne, so that wouldn't do well, with all, like, sparklers coming out of it, you know, you could tell he had money and this, that and the other, and then you had a guy, just, you know, just a normal guy and that, you know, he's not running after stuff all the time. That doesn't impress me. I remember going to, I can't remember what bar it was in Manchester, and it was quite... a posh one, and it was a friend. Here's another story for you. I'm just on the roll tonight. I'm just yakking. Should I go or should I stay on? I'm just rambling about anything, but that is just me. And I helped this guy because he had depression, and I helped him. He played me a bit, but he had depression, and I helped him through it. Sat around his house for 9 hours. I will, because I like talking, as if you can't guess. And I'm not going to bed yet anyway, and I'm not watching telly, and it's just my eyes are killing me. And I sat at his house for 8 hours, helped him through this depression thing, told him, was trying to tell him that life's not all about running after certain stuff, because he was very much into money. He was very much into Keeping Up with the Joneses, having a flash car, this, that and the other, telling me he was a boss of this, that and the other. I found out all this was lies in the end, and it was just, you know, obviously he liked telling this to women and stuff. Told a few porcupines to me. That's what we need. Yeah, and... Anyway, after me helping him out with this situation that he was depressed about, and this, that, and the other, he said, one day I'll come and I'll take you out just as friends, because he did like me at one point but messed me about, just as friends, and I'll just take you for a drink for a thank you. So I was like, yeah, okay. I thought, he won't, but he did. So he went to Manchester in this posh place somewhere, and I felt really, I mean, let's face it, I'm not posh. I'm quite common, really. And we went to this posh place, and it was nice and everything, but the people in there, I was just thinking, they're all there, you know, with the, you know, designer this, that and the other on, drinking the, whatever the posh drinks are. And I was just looking around thinking, and I was single as well, and I'm just thinking, oh my God. And I remember saying something to this friend, because we knew each other at school, and saying, oh God, they intimidate me. And it was like, what? I said, these people, because they just seem a bit... And I shouldn't think like that. I know I shouldn't think like that because everyone's not like that. But I just thought, all this swanning about and, oh, look at me and me, it just does nothing for me. I'm just like, no. It does not... do you know what I mean? I'm just not into all that. I'd rather have someone who's real. I'm not saying all people like that are not real, but, you know, I'm just not into all that flashiness. Like, oh, look at me here with me, let's all get... £200 bottle in with sparklers flying out of it to attract the girls, this, that and the other, oh, look at me, designer jacket and this, that, the other. It doesn't bother me. That does not bother me. Maybe it might have done when I was younger, but you do grow up. That does not bother me. You get some girls that just go after people like that, and men who go after girls like that. And he also told me that he'd dated this girl because her dad was a surgeon, and he knew that he had a lot of money, and she sort of lived a bit off her dad, and she had swanky cars, and he liked her car, and basically was going out because she had a good car, and her dad had a lot of money. And I just thought, that's really a good basis for a relationship, hence he didn't stay with her. And I just thought, at the end of the day, it is the little things that count. I don't care what anyone says, it is the little things that count. You know what I mean? Because that's what I think though, and I always think like that. And love is all you need, basically, with a bit of trust and respect. But maybe I'm just a bit old-fashioned. But I do think that. And I just felt really out of place in this bar. I was just like, woo, really? And also, yep, she is, because she's about to tell us something. Sometimes you can go to places where you think, oh my God, this is really a bit of a divey pub. And you actually find out, got triggered by the title, they're the best places that you have a laugh in sometimes, you know. It ends up being quite funny. But yeah, I'm not into all that. It doesn't, you know, doesn't catch my eye, things like that. No, I'm in touch with them. I've got them on Discord, but I don't think I've used it properly because I'm not really good with technology. And I've got him on Twitter, and he said, I think he said before today about doing it. I got mixed up. I thought he said, oh, it was before when he came on, about doing a live stream with a few of them. Don't know if I'd do well. Do you think I'd do well? I don't know what I'm talking about half the time, but yeah, I would do it. I tried doing it once on a channel, I can't remember what it's called, Tattered Tea, I think it was. So it doesn't bother me all that. Depends what I'm talking about. I like big butts and I cannot lie. I was thinking of a Q song before, and there was a song by, thank you, there was a song by New Kids on the Block, and it was called, I wrote it down, what was it? It was called, and I thought it's so, at the beginning of it, I thought, yeah, you could sing Q to that. What was it called? It was called, oh, so let me see if I wrote it down. It was quite funny. I bet I've lost it. Let me see. I guess I'd have to find it again. I would, but I can't remember. There was a song by, who remembers New Kids on the Block? And it was, I wrote it down. Let me go through my notes and I might find it. No, I've got Simon the Zionist thing written down because that was hilarious. His video about that. It was, we all know about, you know, that clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, stuck in the middle with Q. When I say Obama to the left of me, Hillary to the right, stuck in the middle with Q. You'll be in prison too. They'll be in prison soon. Organise a weekly podcast. What would I talk about? I just ramble about anything. There is a song and I can't remember. Oh, I can't sing. It was a song by New Kids on the Block. I've got the album somewhere. Yeah, it would be funny to bounce off each other. Oh my God, that is so funny. Soul, I can never say it. Soul and Greenie's People is brilliant. I love that. I love the Thunder song, but that channel is hilarious. I love the CNN one. You know where Trump comes out the door and he's like, whoa, big wrestler, and then jumps in the ring and like jumps on CNN because we all know they lie. That have you seen the Superman one? That was brilliant. That's why I always go on NASA and NASA Live and shout out, whoa, is it a plane? Is it a bird? No, it's Super Trump. What do you think Trump's going to say to the Queen? Well, I'm sorry, I used to, when I was younger, when I was at school, I liked Michael Jackson, Kylie Minogue, and I was really on to New Kids on the Block. I thought when I grew up, I was gonna marry Joey McIntyre. Was that his name? I really like Joey McIntyre. I'm sorry, I think I've got the album somewhere. I rebought it just to go back on the memories of the songs. Oh, oh, oh. Mm, 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 mm. Do, 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 do. The right stuff. See it in her walk. Tap when she talks. See, if I played it, I'd start singing all the songs. What else was the songs? Hanging Tough. She's my cover girl. Oh, oh, oh. I did see him at Manchester Arena, or whatever it was at the time. I don't know if I've even been there. I did see them in concert. You're killing softly. Yeah, it's raining outside now. I can't remember. I really need to go and find the album, and maybe I'll find the Q song. Just let me see if it's in my cupboard. It might be in my cupboard. Yep, I found it. Right, so we had Step by Step, You've Got It Girl, The Right Stuff, I'll Be Loving You. I'm going to come across a Q song in a minute. Didn't I Blow Your Mind? Please Don't Go Girl. I used to love that. Please Don't Go Girl. Tonight, Valentine Girl, Let's Try It Again. Hanging Tough, If You Go Away. Baby, I Believe in You. That was it. Baby, I believe in you. And every little thing you do. But then I can't do the other one. Do you remember that? Baby, I believe in you. And every little thing you do. Every time we kiss, it always feels like this. I believe in you. Yeah, but we'll say, baby, I believe in you. And every little thing you do. Every time, what could we say? Every time he check out the Solvent. I've not seen it yet. Oh yeah, people need to check out Solvent Greenies. Every time he, what does Q do? Every time he drops a Q. I don't know. I'll have to think. I might have to make a song up to that. But I do. That's what I was singing in my head this morning. Baby, I believe in Q. I have thought, what was that? Yeah, Solvent Greenies is People channel. You need to go and check it out. It's absolutely hilarious. How this woman, I think it's a woman who does it, puts the heads on of different people like Trump and that on films is so hilarious. And it makes me laugh because when she does like Trump's face and he comes out and he's always like, and he's always smiling. It's absolutely hilarious. I'm sure he's actually seen that and thinks it's hilarious himself. Because that's what I want to say about that balloon. Do you think he's really bothered about it? You lot who cry about it. He'll be laughing at that. He's so funny. I wish people had just really look at what he's saying when he's doing speeches and think outside the box and just listen to him. He's so funny. I love my vinyl. Do you know what? I'm really sad. I haven't even got, I know everyone uses the phones and the things. I don't even download music. I've not listened to music for a long time. I'm horrendous at the minute. I don't know why. Like I said, when I woke up, I just stopped listening to music. I stopped watching the TV, but then I found out about things about certain music. But yeah, I did love New Kids on the Block. That's who I was going to marry. I was going to marry, let's find a picture of Joey Lawrence, just for a laugh. Do you remember them? I'm going to try and remember what they're called. I'm going to get a good picture. I better remember. Right, here we go. So, we've got, don't anyone tell me, Donnie Wahlberg, Mark Wahlberg's brother, Jordan, John, They were brothers, I think. Danny and Joey. Joey McIntyre, that's the one I was going to marry. See, I remember. But my favourite of all time was Michael Jackson. Man in the Mirror. You're right, you have to be careful when choosing the music you listen. Well, obviously, I didn't know this a few years ago, but looking into everything now, it's like, especially these hip-hop and rap artist people, not all of them, the stuff they're putting out is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You know what my dad was asking him about? I don't know if anyone knows, like when I'm live streaming now, I can see you in chat and it goes off pretty quickly and it says tap the screen. It doesn't come up straight away. I was trying to tell my dad that's why I can't read quick enough sometimes. I don't know if I can tap anything, but Shudhan, what's Shudhan? Got about 700 and... yeah. But I used to not live stream because it's a bit of a pain. Sometimes you get distracted, but I think people like live streams because it's more interactive. Even though some people don't like to do it because you get the trolls on, but whatever. But I think people do like... I think people just like having a natter. I think I'm pretty... can natter about everything. I always put in a title, it's about something, and it always ends up spinning off doing something else. But I just like coming talking to people because, like I said, I don't watch telly. I don't know if there's much been out there today with the news. I saw that news of Trump, but I don't know what's, you know, if there's anything new out there. I'll probably watch it all tomorrow anyway. Do a live stream once a week. I do a live stream nearly every day. I'm always live streaming. If I see something and I want to speak about it, I'll just jump on live stream. And I only try and do it for a little bit. And I know this has been going on for ages, so who the hell's going to watch this after I've come off it? I don't know. Cassettes, the skill. Do you know what made me laugh? Here we go. Let's go back to when we were kids, right? And people who were younger, we had cassettes, people. Probably go, what's that? I'd come home from school, right, and you'd be like, you had the radio on and you wanted, like, what was it, like top 10 hits or something, I don't know. People just like talking. So I'd get in, and didn't you just hate that bit where you think, don't talk at the beginning because I'm going to tape it all, so I'm going to tape the top 10 hits, and they always spoke at the beginning, and you didn't want them talking at the beginning when you taped it, and you'd be pressing your recorder on and off, and then your cassette would get chewed up and you'd have to get your pen out, stick it in the hole and wind it back. Those were the days. Waiting to press play, waiting for him to stop talking, you know, with a countdown and all that. And then you'd get the voice on halfway between. Oh my God. And I don't know if you remember, Dad, my first album, like record album, was T'Pau. Was it T'Pau? That song, China in Your Hand. Do you remember that song? China in Your Hand. And then it was Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal, and Kylie Minogue. And over here we used to have Bros, and everyone used to wear the bottle tops on the shoes off. Does anyone remember what alcohol bottle that was? It had like, I'm sure it started with K, and you had like the bottle tops with the metal bit and the like, do you know what I mean? And people used to put it in the shoes and wear bottle tops on the shoes, stick it in your laces. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but that's what we used to do. And then you used to have jeans with patches on. The bigger Wicked, WKD. No, it was like, I don't think it was. And you know, in the 90s when we used to wear big baggy stuff and everything, slush puppies, everything was the bigger, the better, the baggier. We used to wear stuff over here called Joe Blogs. Your shoes with the big, probably still wear these, the trainers with the big flaps on, as you call them, the big tongs. Shell suits, oh my God, they were so vile. Oh, I used to have this shell suit called Osa Beast for some. I used to think it was a bee's knees. It was awful when you look back now, but everything's awful when you look back. Shell suits. Spiffy Man, I don't remember that one. Remember Fruit of the Loom and Naff Naff. Shell suit, oh God, shell suits, my God, so vile. Shells. Can you imagine wearing shell suits today in the weather that what's been sticking to you? Oh my God, awful shell suits. Do you remember when Fila trainers, I don't know if they had them in America, the boys at our school used to swap the trainers, so if a lad had a red pair and someone had a black pair, they'd swap, so they had one red on one of your foot, you know, so you'd have red and black on the same feet. Oh my God. And I even remember when I first went to secondary school and lads would be wearing the big plastic clocks on chains. Oh my God. Redfish too. Redfish, what was that a name of a clothing? I can't remember. I remember Naff Naff, and obviously you still had your Nike and your Reebok and stuff like that. Yeah, that was. And I tell you what everyone hated, when you went and brought some new trainers and they were crisp and white, and someone would come up to you at school or when you were out and stand on your white trainers with a dirty shoe. Yeah, feel the shoes. You know, so you had a big imprint on your brand new, you know, they christen your shoes with a dirty footprint. I hated that. I used to wear my dad's stuff. Do you remember, Dad? You used to have like sort of shell jackety things, like little. They weren't shell jackets. They were like a sort of, what do you call them in America? Like a baseball coat thing, and jumpers. So I'd wear your jumpers because they were bigger. Because in the 90s we used to wear a lot of big and baggy stuff. Kickers. Yeah, when you. Oh my God, kickers. British Nikes. Do you remember British Nike trainers? Oh my God. No, I don't remember that one. Flirt of the Loom. Fruit of the Loom. Yeah. What else was there? Oh, us girls used to wear, say me, who's got flowers in her hair, like, they used to call tea towels. We used to wear them like sort of scarves in your hair. Fergie bows. Does anybody remember Fergie bows? If you're in America, Fergie bows were big clips, like clips in the back of your head, like a bow. I think it must have been after Fergie, obviously. She must have worn bows. Fergie bows. And we used to have, do you remember them plastic cones in the 80s or the late 80s or early 90s, plastic cone like that you used to clip on your hair, and all your permed hair used to come out of it, apart from mine's naturally curly, so it didn't need perming. Perms, people. And the boys used to have their hairs permed as well. Oh my God. Never wore Fruit of the Loom. My dad wore them. Yeah, I didn't wear Fruit of the Loom. What else was there? Yeah, perms. Oh my God. And girls used to have little fringes that they put hairspray on and it went like that. And lads used to have this style where the hair was dark and then they bleached the fringe out, yellowy blonde. Yeah, I did. They had tiny plaits. Oh my God. It's quite funny when you look. Do you know what? I love the 90s though. 90s music. We used to go to a place where I still live now, had a sort of nightclub, you know, and it was when we were a lot younger, like coming out of school or something. We used to all go up there and dance into Cotton Eye Joe and where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. What were them other songs? Return of the Mac. All them songs. It was great then. And the Macarena and all that sort of stuff. It was just good times. But I bet I've been on here for 20,000 hours. Yes, I think I have. Oh my God, I've been on for 10,000 years. Who's going to watch this after? No one's going to watch it. But that's the thing, we're going live, we're watching now. But back in the day, yeah, back in the day, back in the 90s. So I'm still looking out for, I don't know if has anyone heard of the Brian Harvey interview? Has it gone ahead? Or it's not happened, but I'm sure it will, because I am looking out for that one. Yeah, go on. Tell you what, if you're interested in conspiracies, because we know a lot of conspiracies are true. Go on. Say it. Google it. Right, hang on. I'm interested in anything. What is it? Is it aliens? Looks a bit like, what is it? Oh, you'll have to someone say something. It's gone off again. It's rubbish, this. See if I've spelt it right. Fragment. First link. And read it. I will. Has anyone been over? I know Great Brit got shut down. Have they? Have they got shut down? Well, Gavin, do you watch Titans TV? Did you see what he said on there about the Pakistani government? Okay. Oh, have they? Didn't they get shut down before? And then did they make another channel? I can't remember. It's trying to censor people again, obviously. Trying to shut people down. It's getting ridiculous now. But like I said, that's what they're doing. That's what they're going to do for a bit. But we all know truth's out there. Oh, I probably will. I've had a lot of links off people and they've been quite good. I think you sent a link. Who sent the link to Resistant Girls? Because they're really good. Yeah, they are really good. And they had an English guy on. They talk a lot to an English guy as well. And he was going on about, I think he was going on about Brexit. I saw Titans TV. Yeah, yeah. Did you see what he was saying? I was like, that was because what they were talking about the other day with Brick Girl. I'm sure it was where well, you saw what happened if you saw it. But if any of you haven't gone and read Neon Revolt, go and read it. I know they've got a big one on today. Some of them are really, really long, but Neon Revolt is a good read if you like reading stuff. He does really good Q codes, you know, diving into that. I think Gran Torino was on earlier today, but I was off out somewhere and I was trying to listen on the bus. I can't remember what they were talking about. But I have told Simon to try and get in contact with him because I think Reverend Simon Sideways would do well with Gran Torino if he does go over to Ireland, because I think they might find, I don't know, you know, we're all in the same sort of thing, aren't we? They are of the faith. They've got two channels, haven't they? But they are good. That link was a prophecy. Who is the guy that does the prophecy of Trump and all that? The guy who, I don't think he's blind, but he shuts his eyes a lot when he's doing it. I know he's dead now, and his daughter's showing the videos, and he's got dark hair. I think he's American. I'm not sure. Could be Australian, I don't know. And you've seen videos of what he talked about years ago about the prophecy of Trump and this, that, and the other, and it's bonkers. My dad sent me one a little bit ago, about there was a trumpet and Trump and this, that, and the other, and I was just like, what? What? Like, you know what's going on now? I was like, oh my God, I can't remember what his name is. When I find his name, I'll have to find the video and tell you. He's just amazing. He goes on a he goes on a piano and he sings songs and he's like, you know, getting you all wound up. But then he'll say, you know, someone came along and all this. But he's doing things from years ago, and you're like, oh my God, yeah, predictions. And it's like, oh my God, like, how did you know this? Look up the dollar bill. Oh, do you mean the dollar bill prediction as what's in the dollar bill? As in this? Do you mean? Because this is on the dollar bill. Or is that program? Oh, yeah, well, that's on the dollar bill, isn't it, anyway? Like the Illuminati Eye. And I saw that thing where you can fold your dollar bill up in a certain way, and doesn't it show the Twin Towers or something to do with the Twin Towers or something like that? Something like that. God, there's some mad stuff out there, I'm telling you. It's a really mad, mad world we live in. Money will be no good soon. No. It will be gold and metals. Yep. All seeing eye. Yeah, is that on your is that on the dollar bill? The Illuminati all seeing eyes on the dollar bill, isn't it? But like I said, it's a crazy world we live in. We're really living in crazy times now, and that's why I keep saying, people keep saying, I can make the Queen smile and frown. Oh, and I'll have to have a go. I keep meaning to hashtag QAnon on all me, you know, on your notes. But that's why people keep saying it's an amazing time to be alive, because the things about, we know what's happening behind the scenes. We know Gavin and you lot on here who know, you know, who follow Q and stuff, that they can put out what they want at the end of the day, because we know it's all been playing out for the people, when we know a lot of things have been played out and a lot of things are going down whether they like it or not. I saw bits of the Congress, you know, the live Congress thing earlier on. They just make me laugh. They're like a load of kids in kindergarten, waffling on themselves. They know they're going down. I can't remember the guy's name, saying he didn't know this and he didn't know that. Yes, you did. You're just full of lies. But we all know, say what you want, because what Trump's saying is going to happen no matter what. And that's why it's funny to watch, you know, don't get too caught up in mainstream media, because we know it gets you mad when you see what they're saying, but we know the truth behind it all. And he's not fazed by that. But I'm going to go now because I've been waffling. I didn't really do the chat on what I wanted to do, and I don't think it came across that well. But, you know, we have got to watch what we eat and drink, because it's not good for us. It's not good for us. Like I said, I go to the doctors and they look at me going out because I don't take medicines and stuff like this. Like, they want you to heal people. You know, these women, I will just end on what I was supposed to be talking about. These women will go on about stuff about, oh, it's all right to be big and beautiful, but there's a part where being too big is unhealthy. I don't care what people say, it is unhealthy, you know. It's just another way of depopulation. If you think that's a conspiracy, it's not, because as we know, a lot of conspiracies that are out there are not conspiracies, they are truth. The word conspiracy was made up by the CIA. So, Trump said at the dinner that the Brexit white paper is not what the people voted for. Yeah. Do you know what I kept looking at the meal? I was trying to look at the drink, you know, like watch the water. They had orange juice and I couldn't see properly because something was in the front of Trump's, and I was like, you know, all the watch the water sort of thing. But oh, well, I'd just like to say as well, pretty randomly, we were talking about IA and that today, and we were talking, me and my dad just had a little chat about blocking the view. Zuckerberg. If you thought anyone was an AI made, he just does look like a robot. He just doesn't come across as normal. You know, when you look at him, you just think he's very awkward, and he just comes across as not human, basically. If you know what I mean. He does. He just comes across as not human. You know, when he was doing that thing, he just kept drinking that water, and he's like... And I've seen him talking about a barbecue he's having, and he kept going on about this food on the barbecue, and he's just like really awkward. An advanced AI puppet, same thing. He is. He literally said, I was human. I mean, I am human. Yeah, well, you know, all this other stuff that's going on, I won't be surprised. I'm not even going to say it, but I'm going to go now because I've been on there for ages and I'm just rambling. I just like coming to chat to you all, and I haven't seen a lot that's gone on with Trump today because I was at a friend's, and that's what I need to really catch up before I can start talking about. But I did see that at the beginning, you know, on the news before. Yeah, thank you. I just ramble a lot, but I think people like to come on for a different ramble. That's the only thing sometimes. People might go, you know, it's very hard when you're on YouTube. If you haven't got a platform yourself, honestly, it's hard to come on live stream. It's not hard to come on live stream, but, you know, you do get distracted by people's chat and it takes you off what you want to talk about. So that's why my chats end up going into something else. But I don't mind because I like talking. You know, if mainstream media go down and they need new people on TV, I'll be your new random chat show host that just talks random. And I could just do like 24 hours a day because I think I could literally just sit on and ramble all day long about anything. So, yeah, it definitely is dead. That's why we love coming on YouTube and just finding people talking truth, just talking about stuff that they're not talking about on mainstream media. Yep, I will. I'll be reporting, you know, I'll be looking out, seeing what's on tomorrow, what they're saying about Trump. I'll definitely be watching. I wish I could go, but I can't. But I'll definitely be watching and keeping my eye out on Saturday for the Tommy March and how that goes and what the news are saying about that and people are saying about that, and also Trump because they're marching for Trump as well. So we'll be watching out for that. I'll be looking at stuff in America. And like I said, if you haven't gone and seen Henry, what did I say his name was? Henry Davis channel, go and check him out. Lovely guy, lovely guy. And Kevin's Corner, if you haven't been over there, he's so funny. He's absolutely hilarious. The funny one I love that he did before I went, when he was going on about racism, and he's black, and he was going, and he's a Trump supporter, and he was like, if I don't come back, tell my family that I love them. He said, because, you know, there's racism everywhere. He said, I'm going to get in my car. I don't know if anyone saw it. He's like, got in his car and he's like, well, so far there isn't any racism yet anywhere. I'm going to drive down the road. And then he's in his car and he's going, well, so far I can't see the KKK anywhere, you know, because apparently they're everywhere. And it just takes the absolute mick out of it. He is so funny with the stuff. Did you see that one? I couldn't stop laughing because at the beginning I was believing him, thinking, what's he going on about? Tell his family that he loves them and all that if he don't comes back. The way he does it is hilarious. It is so funny. He's just absolutely funny. And Henry Davis is a bit like that as well. They're just really funny. It is funny. You've got to take the mick out of things, you know. It's just funny. And I did actually see before I go, Vaccine Waters, as in Maxine Waters. Hi, MJ. Who's coming on when I'm going? I did see the who was a woman that followed her like to work and that, and then tried to get in the lift with her, but that guy kept shouting out. He kept shouting out something. But did you see the evil face on that woman when she got in the back of that elevator, lift, whatever you want to call it? When she knew that woman couldn't get in, and she had that evil, evil smile on her face. MJ, I've been on here for about 3,000 hours, I think. I came on at 9 o'clock and it's like 11:30 at night. I've just been waffling and waffling and waffling and didn't really do a good chat on what I was supposed to be doing, and probably people took offence, but I know what I'm trying to say. And I've just made a new song up, MJ, by New Kids on the Block, and it's called, it used to be called Baby I Believe in You, but now it's called Baby I Believe in You. So yeah, maybe I should try and write a funny song to it. I used to be alright at making rhymes up and that, so maybe I might do that for a joke. I don't know. I need to do a tinfoil hat news actually. I haven't done one of them for ages. Yeah, I'm going now, so if I need to go to bed. Yeah, let the pissing haters hate. And as in the words of what Red Pill Filler would say, I love you all, and even the pissing haters. See you tomorrow. Bye.